shadows lengthen in Carcosa. Strange is the night where black stars rise. Strange moons circle through the skies. Much stranger still is lost Carcosa. Song of my soul, my voice is dead.
That's just going to take some prep work.
Why, hello, and welcome to session 15 of Murmurs at the Abyss in Call of Cthulhu 7th edition. I am your keeper, Stu. I'm a keeper.
You own this shit. We can't get rid of you.
You bought the books. That means you got to run it.
My name is Kimmy, and I'm playing Doris Daniels, and I'm an adventuress, and I shoot things real good. And right now I'm currently sane. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah.
35 seconds.
Yeah, not very long.
Also on the sane side of the room, my name is Jim, and I'll be playing Isidore Holtzman, your everyday friendly crazy archaeologist guy that seems to be the guy that always opens the box that shouldn't be opened.
And God bless you for it.
Yeah.
Someone's got to open it.
And I'm Kadave. I'm playing Dmitry Tupolev, formerly of the Russian military, currently seconded following around a bunch of crazy people through the English countryside and to other dimensions and stuff. And yeah. I feel like he's still sane but just bewildered.
Yeah.
Like that's where he lives.
Hi, I'm Pooja. I'm playing Camilla Greenwald. Definitely not sane. May never be sane again. There is no. No. Nope. Nope. Nobody. Nope.
Your sanity is noped out.
As did my dice last time.
Yes. That's your third 100 that you rolled, isn't it?
But Dave didn't die this time,
Yeah.
so I feel like it's a win.
Right. Someone want to recap what happened in session 14?
I can do it. Let's see. We made our way to the towers that we saw. So we were in the dreaming. I was riding
The winged creature thingy.
Yes, the vulture beast.
Right.
And it took us to far into the distance, and there were 4 towers, and they joined at the base. In front of it was a village. And this village, rather than the other one that was more medieval-y, this one was more late 1800s, almost like an old version of Hamlindon. After we, touched down, I looked around and I saw Einstein reading on the porch. I knocked the book from his hand because I was afraid it might be The King in Yellow. And it was not a book about the Yellow King, but it was The Life and Times of Albert Einstein. Who, that dude was reading a book about himself that he was going to write in the future, except now he's dead. So,
All right.
So every day things happening in the dreaming. I told him his assistant was Abigail, and we should find Julie so he could be protected in the dreaming. Dmitri and Isidore arrived. Einstein told us the tower was home to the half-brother, and to beware the living dead. Einstein offered to explain the math of multiple dimensions, but we went to the saloon instead.
On brand.
We did get the paper explanation.
Right.
He held up there is a paper with a hole in it now, because we're on the paper in 2 dimensions, and then there's the King in Yellow, who is this pencil looking, and then he pierced the paper with the pencil. It's a thing. No one at the saloon knew of Julie. When I asked for a priest, the barkeep said they didn't have one, but the half-brother is in charge. But she did warn us away from going to the tower. She wouldn't or couldn't tell us whose half-brother he was. But he confirmed that he was not the brother of Abigail or the Yellow King. So he's someone's half-brother that we don't know. Einstein stayed behind as we went to the tower. It was really when we walked through the town and more buildings materialized as we walked until they didn't anymore, and then we were at the tower. It was in a great burnt desert. It had obviously gotten so hot at some point that the sand had become glass.
Okay.
There was an iron gate that had Julie's head impaled upon it. Because when we asked the beast to take us to Julie, apparently behind the gate there were two glowing figures, and we could feel great heat coming from them. I convinced Dimitri to hoist me up some so we could get the head off the gate, because that seemed like a good idea at the time. And got it down. Dimitri told me we had to return to the village head, and the gate had burned his back,
Yes.
which would explain
It was
part of the
griddled.
smell.
Oh, jeez.
Meanwhile, in the paper dimension, Doris and Tesla drove around, and Tesla noticed something strange. They turned back around, and he pointed out that at a nearby bench was Einstein reading a newspaper. They argued about what to do without him. In the end, they did not approach. Dimitri, in the dream world, suggested we return to our village, the older village with Einstein. He agreed to accompany us, and we finally got back to the farmer's hovel. And Dimitri woke himself up since we were back and could,
My first time successfully doing that.
Right.
Awesome.
He told Doris what he experienced, and she revealed the existence of the new Einstein. Dimitri did not tell her that smell that she had smelled was his back being burned from the tower.
And what affected me in the dreaming also burnt me in real life.
Okay.
They headed back to the farmhouse to reactivate the machine. I asked Einstein whether he could block his machine from accessing the dream from this side. He said he could, but he would need to find the spot the portal would open, because it did not always open in the same place. I attempted to open my mind to the point we needed to be, but was unable to bring us there. Blame math. Tesla said Einstein had figured out a formula to calibrate the machine, but it was complicated and he had to estimate. But the portal opened, and after a brief discussion, Isidore, Julie's head, and I made it back to the barn. As Einstein warned, the machine failed as I went through, and he remained in the dream. Tesla and Dimitri gathered the irreplaceable materials from the machine, and I clutched Julie to me and gripped her necklace in my pocket. Doris insisted that we dispose of Julie, and I agreed that we could cremate her here. While they set up the barn to burn, I opened the bottle of ether and found myself back in the dreaming.
Go fig.
I found my way back to Carcosa, to the stairwell, climbed up this time. There was no sign of anyone there, and I put on Julie's necklace. Doris, Dimitri, and Isidore and Tesla took a circuitous route back to a hotel and got 2 rooms. I decided to attempt to get to a Haga. Doris heard a blood-curdling scream. I was sitting up in bed, but Doris woke me with a slap. She broke my concentration. I almost understood the next spatial dimension and could have saved us all.
Oh.
Dimitri got tea and sandwiches, and the innkeeper asked if our friend found us. He is staying in room 9, but went out. Dimitri briefed Doris, and she went to go check out this Einstein's room. It was locked, and they could not climb into it through the window, so Dimitri went to lift the extra keys from the innkeeper, and was much more successful at that. In the room was a copy of The King in Yellow, a play in 2 acts. They took the book, and we left the hotel. Dimitri told Tesla on the way to Hamblenden. We arrived in the evening and decided to go directly to the barn. Tesla unlocked it, but the lights were not working. The trailer was covered. Tesla checked the batteries, and everything checked out. We rented rooms for the night, planning to hire a truck to pull the batteries in the morning so we could set up a new machine, functional, blah, blah, blah. Dimitri heard footsteps coming up the stairs, but no one appeared. He told Doris, and then when she took her watch, the same thing happened. She lobbed a bullet down the hall. She's decided that throwing bullets is a little bit quieter at least than just randomly shooting like she did last time.
Well, I was thinking there might be someone invisible there, and I wanted to see if it like bounced off of an invisible thing.
It didn't.
It didn't.
But the footsteps went back down the stairs. And she followed. The light was very bright and accompanied by a rusty smell. She saw a form of organs, blood, and more. And then it disappeared. She ran back upstairs with Einstein on her heels.
Oh, jeez.
Who we're all assuming is not the real Einstein.
Does he have a goatee?
No.
An evil goatee.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Evil,
A
it makes it a
twirly
lot
mustache.
easier.
Was he just kind of corporealized in the most grotesque fashion possible?
Ever, yeah.
So did you run upstairs or did you just turn around?
No,
I thought you
I'd
just turned
followed.
around and saw him there.
I'd followed downstairs. I saw the gross thing. I turned to run upstairs, and you said he was following me.
I thought
thought he
you
was-
turned around and he was standing in front of you.
Oh, is that what
Yeah.
it was?
You said on her heels, I believe.
Like
That's
she-
what I wrote down.
Really? Because
If you need to wreck on it, feel free.
Yeah, I don't know if it matters incredibly much.
okay, well, yeah, we'll say you turned around to go back and he's just standing.
Standing there. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the impression I got.
Okay.
Okay.
So I will strike this from the record,
All right.
and it will be as it never happened.
The jury is instructed to disregard the last statement.
Let Einstein chasing you be stricken from every record, every tablet.
Okay.
But a guy with like a 1,000 Einstein's on my heels t-shirts going, oh. These will never sell now.
Now he collector's items.
Yeah.
I'm gonna react differently than I planned then.
What is that noise?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Is that my phone?
I don't think so. Unless you
Is
do.
there
Do you
an
leave your
owl
phone
outside?
That's from outside.
There's like a beeping. I don't know. Did you leave a Bluetooth speaker or something on?
Let me double
look.
check real quick. I
Okay.
thought I turned it off.
There it
No,
is.
watch out, you're...
Sorry, people
Your mic
listening.
is on.
I swear to God, if you come back in here with Einstein, I'm running out.
gonna throw my terribly rolling dice at you.
All right. Well, that changes things because, like, if he was chasing me, then I'd know it wasn't the real Einstein. But if I turn around, because isn't Einstein upstairs?
No,
Oh no, he's dead.
he's dead.
That's right. I forgot.
And
So
even dreaming.
We,
maybe
Well, he
yeah.
definitely
The last place we
was
saw
when
a
we-
friendly-ish Einstein was in the Dreaming,
you're right.
and then you saw him, and
Sitting
then
on
he
the
checked
bench.
sitting on the bench, and then he checked into the hotel we were hiding at.
That seems creepy.
And well, we never saw him directly, but
No.
the play, the King in Yellow play, was in his room.
Yeah, but that seems creepy.
Yes.
All right.
So I feel like our general assumption is that he's not
Not
a good
good.
guy.
Yeah.
So Einstein is standing there staring at you, and he kind of has this. He's smiling, and he kind of has that kindly look in his eyes, and with little creases at the corners.
Yeah.
And then the front half of him seems to disappear,
Oh, good. Okay. Well, there's our answer.
and for a brief moment, you can see the back half of his heart beating, and you can see blood moving through arteries, and you can see the back halves of his lungs opening and closing.
Okay.
And then that disappears, and it's a pitch black silhouette that's slightly taller than him.
Oh, good. Like still human formed,
Yes.
like shaped. Probably gonna turn around and run on. What is that other thing still down there?
No.
No. Okay. Still. I'm gonna assume that it's that then. Cool. Gonna probably run the other way.
Okay, give me a sand check.
Okay. Oh man.
You don't remember how to make sand.
Nope.
I will tell you.
Wait. Well, I'm looking for my number too. I have a very low number. Oh yeah, 34. That's good.
Yeah, roll ladder under that, Kimmy. That's I got faith, dude.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Okay.
I roll the same dice as usual, right? I just have to get under that number.
That is correct.
Okay.
Not so
Nope.
much.
Nope. Not even a little bit. Nope. That's a 98.
Oh, that might be really bad.
No. Yeah, that's super bad.
That could be super bad.
Join me in insanity.
Yep.
Just what we need.
Welcome to the party.
Let's see.
Oh, and I have my gun with me. That's good.
And you
It's
recovered
always
the
good.
bullet you threw.
Oh, you know what? That's the printer
Oh.
I'll shut it off in a
Okay.
second. Because it said to leave the printer on so it can constantly clean the
Oh, got it.
nozzles, but I don't need that. I think at 50, 90, below 50, 96 or higher is a...
That seems very logical and probably correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So that just means you take max sand.
Okay.
So you lose 6 sanity.
Okay.
What is your current sanity? Before the loss?
34.
So you're taking less than 1/5.
Yes.
Okay.
That's our
That would be
resistance.
7,
Yeah.
give or take.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right at the line.
Right there. Almost. All right.
Which is temporary insanity, losing 5 or more.
Okay.
And I'm now going to ask you for an intelligence roll.
Okay. Oh, good. Another thing I'm
This
good
is
at.
the one you want to fail.
Okay. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
good.
you don't want to figure out what the true meaning of this is.
No. Oh, fuck.
Did you succeed?
I rolled a 2.
Oh,
98
Damn it.
2.
you completely understand the significance of what you've just seen.
Oh, good.
You realize that you've probably just seen a hyperdimensional being.
Cool.
And so you are now temporarily insane. Roll 1d10.
Oh, man.
Jesus crimey F.
3.
Okay.
Like that. At least that was bottom
That
of
was
the
the
die.
middle. Yeah.
Because I was full on expecting you to roll like a 9.
I know. I was too.
Okay.
So that's
So-
9 lost sanity.
No, you didn't lose that. That's a number of hours that
Hours,
you're
yeah.
insane.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my bad. My bad.
So that was 3, right?
Yeah. And it's the middle of the night. I'll be
Oh,
fine
my
in the
breakfast
morning.
will be good.
Now, were you last shift, middle shift? I don't remember.
I know I went
you went
first, and I
first.
think she went second.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I don't know if we'd set up additional.
I'm assuming it was probably 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
What with the lack of other people being
Right, yeah.
functional
Well, I mean,
enough to...
we might have looped in Isidore.
Yeah.
That's possible.
I-
Do you have an alarm clock? Is that something that your character would travel with?
Probably not.
Okay. All right. So you wake up very comfortably and well rested. You can see the sun coming out, peeking through the window.
Okay.
And then a few moments later, as you sort of, like, your brain sort of leaves sleep, you realize, oh, I was supposed to be woken up in the middle of the night.
All right. Immediately I panic. And
Okay.
I put on my slippers and I start looking for everybody.
Okay. I'm assuming you guys are sharing a room
Yeah,
again.
slightly,
Yeah.
Okay.
Our standard
Well, I
setup.
thought we could actually change this up because of how batshit crazy I was.
Yes.
Oh, you might. Oh, I think you're right. I think you did.
That you set Isidore to kind of room
Yes.
with me and Tesla so that I couldn't go nuts again.
That's
more.
right. Because I came up with the convenient lie that how do you know we're not a married couple?
Right.
That's right.
Okay.
To not scandalize. But I thought, yeah, was that? I don't know. I don't know if we specified it at this hotel or the last place.
That was this one.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it
That's
was.
cool.
Because
Right.
you and I tried to sneak out of the window. Yeah.
All right. So do I find
So you're
Tesla and...
yes, they're both there, asleep.
All right.
I do not snore. Thank you very much.
That's Tesla.
I'm going to let them sleep.
Okay.
Actually, I'll observe them. Do they look like they're in, like, dreaming about something, or is it a pleasant-looking sleep?
It looks like a pleasant sleep.
Okay.
Just like when you woke up before you realized you should have been woken up at
Yeah.
like 3 a.m.
Okay, now I'm going to look for my comrade and Doris and see if they're about.
Okay, so you open the door to the hallway because it's basically a bunch of rooms and a long hallway. At the end of it is a staircase that kind of at a 90-degree angle, and you guys had set up a chair basically at the end of the hall. That chair is empty.
I go to the room across, or I'm assuming they're staying, and I knock
Right.
on the door.
There's a knock on the door.
Yeah. I don't feel as rested, but I got some sleep, so I'm okay. All right.
You actually probably got more than you expected. Well, no, you get probably about 5 hours.
Yeah.
So,
But it was a okay 5 hours.
Right.
Like, all I got was the creepy footsteps.
Right.
I'm like, oh yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. I'll go get to the door.
I wasn't woken for my shift. Where's Doris?
I'll turn back around and look in the room.
She's not there.
Okay.
Okay.
Not here.
I rush down the stairs.
Okay.
I'm just looking around. I'm in my pajamas and slippers, just looking around, looking a little crazed.
Okay. The lady of the house is downstairs. It looks like she's setting the table for breakfast. And she says, "Oh, good morning."
Good morning. Have you seen Doris about?
No, I'm afraid I haven't, dear.
Thank you. I'm gonna look outside.
Okay.
Inspect the area. Do I see?
And then
anything?
from inside you hear her say, although it's strange, the door was open when I got up this morning.
Well, great. Thank you. I'm trying not to panic visibly in front of the innkeeper lady, but
Okay.
you can tell that I'm very upset about something and very anxious. So I just go outside in the open door and I just sort of take a look around.
Okay.
Just sort of walking around. Do I see anything? I mean, I wasn't woken by gunfire, which is a positive. But that just means to me she probably just got snuck up on.
Also true.
You can make a spot hidden roll.
Okay. I make a 1.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Oh no, that's a 1.
Yeah, that's
straight
right.
up 1.
The best roll you can get.
Yeah.
Spot hidden. Check.
And you notice that there is a. She has like some flowers and shrubs, and you notice that there is a path like trampled through them that looks pretty fresh,
Dang it.
and it seems to be headed north.
I'm gonna yell, Dimitri,
Okay.
come downstairs quickly.
All right.
I feel like at this point I would wake up.
Yeah.
With that.
I'll finish putting on my clothes.
Okay.
So I think as he ran, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, we should be ready for, like, to go or whatever we need to do.
Okay.
So I probably have, like, the suspenders still dangling from pants.
Right.
Shirt not buttoned yet, but on,
Okay.
kind of, and then I'll hustle down the stairs. Like, okay.
Doris is missing. The door was open last night. I see a path.
Okay.
I just didn't want to go alone.
Yeah. We should get everyone together.
Okay.
Or at least let them know what's happening.
I'm gonna go collect Camilla and get some pants on. You just make sure that you keep an eye on this and we don't lose track. So I'm gonna rush upstairs. I'm gonna knock on your door, and I go,
I mean, it is your room as well, so like
well, yeah,
you would
but
need to get.
I'm being very respectful because that's. And I go, Camilla, because I don't know whether you're up or decent at this point. Doris is missing. We've found some tracks outside. We need to leave soon. Can I come in and fix myself up?
Yes. I'll just be one moment.
Okay.
Finish putting on dress.
All
business.
layers of stuff that you need to put on.
I mean, I feel like I've let a lot of that go. But yeah. So finish getting dressed. Open the door.
Right.
Head out.
I just go. I sort of like just move past you, sort of like anxiously, and I put on a pair of pants over my pajamas and I grab my coat.
Okay. All right.
And put on my shoes.
Now who looks crazy?
Okay.
Does the path lead away from this place in the direction towards the farm?
The farm is sort of northeast of Hamlinden. This is like almost due north.
Okay. Well, that's something. While they're finishing getting themselves together, I'll probably actually button my shirt,
Okay.
get myself somewhat presentable.
Okay.
How far can I seem to follow the path and still like remain in sight of the?
Looking down, if he hadn't pointed out, because it's literally like a few broken branches of some bushes and things, you probably wouldn't have even noticed it. It goes a little ways, and then there's like grass, and you can't really see anything in the grass, and then there's like more of it but you can draw a straight line from the shrubs that she screwed up here and the shrubs that she screwed up there. It would look like a beeline.
But it doesn't. Does it look more than one set of people wide?
No.
Okay. Well, that's promising.
They always travel in single file to hide their numbers.
Yes. The sand people of central England.
The Doris
I mean-
Adventurer.
Yes.
Yeah, the
is
door's
like-
behind a
Tusken
tree with a
Raiders.
gaffy stick. That's
Yeah, we're going to be hiking along, and then she just pops up with a shotgun.
It's the story. Now it's the story of Isidore Mastercracker.
Oh, man. All right.
Dimitri, did you spy anything last night that might have caused this?
There was a moment I thought someone was coming up the stairs. No one was coming up the stairs. I didn't see anyone. Nothing happened. I thought I heard the footsteps on steps, but no. I told Doris about it when she took her time, and I figured that was probably like midnight-ish was the handoff.
Probably.
Sure.
So then I told her about that. She set herself up in the chair. I went to sleep.
And you heard nothing. No screams. No scuffle.
No.
I'm coming out of the room, putting on my jacket, and says, "If she would have been in trouble, she was armed. We would have heard. But if she ran off after something by herself and hadn't come back, I'm just very concerned."
Well, yes. It doesn't seem like she was taken by a group.
We would have heard a scuffle, I would hope.
We've all been so in and out of bad dreams and bad sleep. Who knows what we would have heard?
Well, let's see if we can track anything down. As long as the trail is fresh.
Okay.
We'll just go.
Yeah.
No, Tesla, he tells you that he's going to,
Hire the truck.
yeah, and start on his preparations at the barn,
Okay.
at the other barn,
He's a pro.
Yeah.
barn site Alpha.
Is Camilla still insane?
Though you somehow still has more sanity than you do, despite the fact that I've lost over half my sanity in the last, 3 sessions.
Doris didn't start with a lot. I'm sure that surprises everyone.
Do you still have the head?
No, we burned it.
Oh, that's right. You
I
burned
have
it.
the
Okay.
necklace, though. I'm
Okay.
wearing it.
All right. Okay. I'd forgotten the burning of the head.
They wouldn't let me keep it.
Did
we're
Doris
not gonna
keep any
be
extra
confronted
guns that
by-
I would be able to access?
You guys lost a lot of your equipment when you first had to flee London. What did you have with you? Was it just the revolver?
No, I had also my lever carbine that I purchased while we were in this place the last time.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So that I
that's
didn't-
that's
yeah.
probably in the
In my
the
Okay, I'll
luggage.
grab that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some ammo.
Okay.
Because, there was, because we had to ditch a bunch of stuff, but then when we were in Hamblenden, they rearmed
Reacquired.
themselves.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I made watercolors.
So you guys start heading, basically, kind of following her trail,
Yeah.
and then there's someone else's house, and then there's a garden, and you can see where it's been disturbed, and she's heading almost in a direct straight line. After about, at some point, it's so obvious, you can actually go on the streets or the sidewalks and not walk through the middle of people's yards. But you're able to follow her path fairly easily.
While we're doing it, I'm trying to accelerate my pace, but my leg is obviously bugging the crap out of me.
Okay.
So you see Isidore sort of wincing and limping a little bit, but he's trying to just keep up as best he can.
Okay. All right, you guys walk for about 15, 20 minutes, and then you kind of get to a road. And at this point, there's no disturbances beyond, so I'm assuming you'll follow the road.
Sure.
So you follow it, and there's a sign that says Hamblenden Lake, 1 kilometer.
Do we see any tracks on the actual dirt road or anything like that?
Yeah, make another spot hidden roll.
I feel like I'm pushing my luck here.
Roll another one.
I know, right? 29,
Okay.
which is still under. So
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely the tire tracks from cars going on this road, but you do see a set of footprints.
okay.
That are they cowboy boots?
Probably.
Okay, and so you're able to kind of follow that.
Not a lot of cowboy boots in Britain, luckily. I think this is her trail.
And you follow it along a ways, and it gets kind of wooded and very sort of idyllic. And then the road kind of goes down a little hill, and then kind of starts to turn. And then through the trees, you can see that there's a lake, very 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 green lake.
Like, the water is green, or like there's a lot of greenery?
Like the water is green,
Oh.
like a lake, because lakes are
Not like unnaturally green.
no,
Just
Just
like
like-
lake green.
yeah,
Yeah.
just like if you're gonna swim in it, keep your mouth closed. That kind of green.
Just has a lot of algae and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's typical, unless there's a lot of circulation.
Right.
Because
But
I feel like we're finding out Stu's true lake feels right now.
like still water on inland.
I know someone who got
Ridiculous.
amoebic dysentery from water skiing in a lake, and happened to like crash and accidentally swallowed a mouthful of water, and he was laid up in the hospital for literally months
Oh, wow.
because amoebic dysentery is nothing to joke. It's bad,
Yeah.
and it was just from a.
So we should boil all the lakes.
Yes, we should literally boil all of the lakes.
The more you know.
Yeah, amoebas have a right to live.
Outside of
in
me.
my belly.
Could be worse. Could be that brain one.
Oof.
No, we get up to the lake, and I'm almost panicked at this point because I'm thinking that she's drowned in this lake.
Right.
So
Well, you can see across the way. You can see. It looks like someone's lying on the ground.
okay.
Like across the lake.
Yes,
Okay.
because it's not big. I mean, it's probably 75 meters across.
Oh, okay.
So more accurately, Hamlet than pond.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it probably is more of a pond.
Delusions of grandeur.
Right. Right. They call 8 trees a forest.
If we call it a lake, more people will come.
Right. That's like what they call mountains in the Midwest,
Yeah.
or what we call
Rolling
foothills.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I trundle there as quickly as I
Okay.
can. You can tell that I'm feeling pretty hurt, but I'm just working through it because I'm so scared. And
The figure is dressed in black, is face down. You can see the back of their neck. It's extremely pale. And you can see that the backs of their hands, they're kind of laying like this, extremely pale. And there appear to be knife wounds in this person's back.
okay. I take my walking stick and I try to flip the body over to see if we can get an identification.
Okay. Make a knowledge roll, which is what, education, I think?
Yeah.
Kind of a
Is
remember.
this all of us, or
Sure.
Yeah, because I'm feeling kind of scared.
I'm not
Tomorrow I
sure.
was
I'm not
at-
sure which of you would have had interactions or not. But
Nope.
Yeah.
No, at least it wasn't bad.
7.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I have no idea
The-
where I might have interacted.
for
with
those
them.
of you who interacted with the cult that was here,
Okay, yeah.
this is not the head of it, but this is one of the members of that cult.
Oh,
recognize.
so I probably saw him running out of the cabin with the bombing.
Right, or something like that.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
All right.
And we were sitting there like with newspapers observing all these people for a while, so I figure that's probably
Yeah.
Okay. And I take a kerchief from my jacket and I have it over my hand. I'm like, oh, well, it seems to be one of the local cultists.
Well,
Well, but
I wonder. Do you think she spotted him or something?
Does the body look very decomposed?
No,
Or is
not
this,
at all.
Like,
Looks.
very fresh.
Yes.
Like the wounds are
I mean, there's a
bloody.
big and on there's when you flip the body over, there's a big wet stain on the ground,
Okay.
right where the body was.
is he stiff or not?
Probably not yet.
At this point, I just start looking around in the shrubbery, anywhere where somebody could
Okay.
conceal themselves or be cool. I'm just looking for Doris like crazy.
You notice that you can see a small line of little black stones.
I fucking knock those things down so hard.
When you walk over to them, you see Doris. She looks to be either asleep or unconscious underneath the chair, and she has one of the stones sort of cradled in her hands. She's like,
In just some random chair out here?
no, laying on the ground, leaned up
Oh.
against a tree.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said chair, and I
I
was
did
like,
too.
Oh,
when I was
did I say
walking
chair?
through.
I'm sorry.
Does she look armed?
There is a knife next to her, and there's blood on her hands.
I am going to shush the knife away with my cane
Okay.
so she does not have ready access to it.
Doris, are you all right? There's a madman.
And I basically start sort of lightly, sort of
Okay.
nudging her awake.
You wake up, and it's been more than 3 hours, so
Okay. Do I remember anything?
you don't remember anything.
Hello? What in blazes happened? Where are we?
We're out in the middle of the Hemlinden woods. We noticed you had left the inn and came after you. Do you remember anything about what happened last night?
I remember taking watch and sitting in that chair. But no, nothing after that. Did I fall asleep?
Well, it's...
You remember the events up until you
Oh.
missed your sanity roll.
Oh, okay, got it. Never mind. Oh, yes. I was in that chair and I heard the footsteps that you described, Dimitri.
Oh.
And I tried to follow them down and I saw interdimensional Einstein, which is very strange, and he was only part of him. And,
like, you think he found a way through from the dreaming?
I
Or was he evil?
I don't. He wasn't really all of anything.
Oh.
It was his heart and his lungs and they're just parts of him coming wherever. I saw his face for a moment, but then he became this science experiment of dissected parts.
While she's explaining, I'm gently trying to remove the block of stone from
Okay.
her and toss it over to the side.
I probably like hand it to him, like almost like, what am I doing with this?
It's like, yeah, I'm like, dump it.
Yeah. And then I don't know what happened after that.
We're about 2 kilometers away from town.
Yeah.
You made a beeline out in this direction for some reason, and one of the cultists is been stabbed to death on the shore of this lake, and I just pointing at your hands and then pointing at the knife.
Oh my. Well, this is unfortunate. Or is it? I mean,
I'm going to chalk it up to at least we got rid of somebody that needed getting rid of, but
I mean, it is definitely better than the events of London.
and it's better than you being stabbed on the shore of the lake.
well, and I didn't blow up a building.
We can
We did that on purpose, though.
we can go through the strata of poor choices later, but let's just get you cleaned up and out of here.
Who was it?
Yeah, do I know in particular who it was?
Did I give you names? I don't remember if I gave you names.
Well, you gave us occupations and stuff like that, sort of vagaries, but
Let me check real quick.
I don't remember. Subcultist names.
yeah, I don't think we got names.
That's
to be honest, but
Yeah,
that's
I don't think I came up with names.
That's
for it.
fine.
She's gonna kind of like stand up and.
It was the tall, skinny one, but it wasn't the leader,
Okay.
who's also tall and skinny. But he's got red hair.
And is a priest. So,
Right.
like, you could.
Yeah.
The
Got
frock,
the
but he
weird
still
little,
wears
like,
it.
Right.
he still wears his collar. Also is a jerk.
Jerk number uno. Well, actually, jerk number 2, because the top jerk is still Abigail. I grab the knife in my handkerchief and I wrap it in the handkerchief, and I'm going, should we just toss this in the lake?
Why did you?
Well, I didn't physically touch it.
But then you have a bloody handkerchief to get rid of.
The-
Yes, we should toss it in the lake.
It appears to be made. It looks like it's made of silver.
Oh.
It looks like it's not something that she had that you've ever seen before.
Maybe she did it in self-defense.
It could be.
Or is this cult has pulled this before, trying to frame us for the killing of one of their members? Never mind, that wasn't me. I don't have any knowledge of that.
Right.
Sorry, my mistake.
My memory feels jogged. I'm getting a sense of deja vu.
I feel like we would have talked to you about that, so maybe you...
Okay.
Also, as we have been,
I was almost like back in America.
we've been framed for murder before, and it seems much more likely that this is part of a ritualistic killing. I mean, the stones are there, and this is not. I mean, unless Doris has been out knife shopping while I was sleeping.
I'll wait till Stu comes back because I want to roll my occult to see if there's anything significant about the knife.
Yeah, I was gonna actually roll spot hidden to see if there's anything else about the site that may have matched out with the ones that were in, like, the previous ritual sites or anything like that.
I'm going to have gone and, washed my hands off in the lake and probably walked back.
Well, we have these convenient stones. We could weight the body and push it into the lake.
Oh, the old stone from the pockets trick.
Yep. Sleeping with the fishes, see?
But my concern is, do we think this body will have some kind of supernatural evil to it? I don't want to poison this beautiful place.
In America, in one of the towns that we passed through, the water was poisoned by a ritually murdered body being stretched across.
Yes.
So I unfortunately think that we may just want to leave this as a...
Unsolved.
Yes. However...
Oh yeah, I want to make an occult roll to see if there's anything significant about this silver dagger that I might know.
Sure. Well, let me just tell you before you roll, the yellow sign is on it
Oh, okay.
that you recognize without a roll.
41, that'll make it underneath my massive 83 occult. Yeah, sure.
There's many legends from many cults and other traditions that say that silver is one of the things that can injure those things that cannot be injured.
Oh.
Oh.
Huh.
You known this whole time.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Like, really, Isidore? Really?
The significance of this is... no, pardon me if I failed to mention this in the past, but... no, that the significance of silver is usually for the slaying of something that is either supernatural and immune to natural damage. Many lycanthropy legends state that, as well as certain other supernatural beings being vulnerable to silver. The fact that it has a yellow sign on it as well. And I'm just grasping at straws here, but we were told that the winged creatures from the other plane were summoned before as part of some sort of ritual. Maybe the sacrifice or slaying of that creature needs to be done with this type of ritual knife. But it does seem to sort of add together.
But if that's the case, then it's possible that we could use something of this nature to defeat the beast that stalks us.
Mind you, I wouldn't want to grapple with something like that with such a small blade, but
But you
perhaps
mentioned
it is...
lycanthropy. In the stories that I had read... Yeah. My time at the library seems like quite an age ago now. That Oftentimes werewolves are defeated with silver bullets.
We all look at Doris.
Yes, as we all turn to Doris. I actually wanted to also do a spot hidden to see if there was anything around here that, like, any more clues.
Okay,
as to
sure.
Who else might have been over here?
Okay.
What this dude was doing.
It's too bad we thought of this defeating supernatural evil with silver after I am now poor, destitute Russian. Wealthy American doctor.
27!
I'm assuming that's a success?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just real excited that I finally got to,
Put a check mark.
Right.
yeah.
Looking at the scene, because it's kind of on the muddy banks of the lake, you can kind of almost recreate what happened. And it looks like someone wearing cowboy boots ran up, and there were people sort of in a circle, and it looks like there were 9 of them. And it appears that someone in cowboy boots ran up and tackled one of these people. And that seems to be where that you found this body. And the rest of them ran away.
Okay.
I feel like Doris did a quite heroic deed in her unknowing state. I see, from what I can tell of the tracks, there were 8 other people here. And that, combined with the stones and what we had seen at the previous sites, half a world away. It's possible that you interrupted another one of these ghastly rituals.
Well, all right then.
I feel like that is a good thing. But the bad thing is that there are at least 8 witnesses that saw you come from the woods, run across the lakeshore, and murder one of their own.
But they ran away instead of attempting to fight back or anything. So, and honestly, if they were not up to anything nefarious, then I would have assumed that the local constabulary would already be here.
Well, less a fear of the law, but more fear of there are 8 cultists that have been doing things in this area now that clearly know that we are here. They had spotted us before we left.
Well,
They were aware that we existed before.
well, Evil Einstein from another dimension knows we're here too. I'm a bit more preoccupied with that particular fact. 8 Englishmen I could handle.
Apparently. I mean,
Stu, what skill would I use for, like, making bullets, ammunition? Would I use firearms?
I'd say probably in this era, firearms. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, there is a possibility of us making more of these, or making some silver bullets. Whether they're effective or not, I feel like we already know what regular bullets are not. We have yet to find anything that can help us defend ourselves. So it may be worth keeping that knife and seeing if we can melt it down.
at the very least, we should wash the knife.
Well, yes.
Oh yeah, I've already kind of done that. When
okay.
I figured that when I looked at it, I wanted to wash it off and look at all of
Right.
the stuff on it, so it's clean. But nonetheless, I think there's very little else we can learn from here, and perhaps we should. I'm going to grab some branches, and I'm going to basically disturb all the footprints of
Okay.
us coming in here, and try to destroy any other physical evidence of our presence
Okay.
as
I'm going
best
to
I
take
can.
my cowboy boots off and just walk in my socks.
All right.
Well, my slippers are ruined. So.
Mud, you in lake mud even. Yeah.
Pond mud.
And
We've
we're
already established it's a
Back to
pond.
Stu's fear of lake water.
Doris, who's been like all over the world, is not afraid of the little beach of a pond in England.
A beach.
This is a spittoon.
A bank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a bank, whatever it is.
Very few germs live in salt water that can affect people, but that's not true with lakes.
No, but she's been in like the Amazon and
This
stuff.
entire adventure is a cautionary tale against going to the lakes, apparently.
Yes.
That is the theme.
It was
I mean,
mosquitoes.
we go
it
through. We go down through the lake and up into Carcosa. Like, everything comes back to the lakes.
Yeah.
That's true.
These lakes are evil.
All right, so we do our best to kind of disturb the scene, but
Okay.
we leave the body there.
I'll do a double check of like the contents of the body's pockets
Okay.
and all that.
Well, he's wearing black robes with a
Oh,
hood
okay.
that had fallen off
Okay.
prior to that. Underneath, he looks like he's wearing a normal pair of slacks and a shirt. He's got like a driver's license that has his name on it. Vincent Hall. And has his date of birth. Looks like he's about 21.
Oh,
That sucks. He had his entire life ahead of him to bring down unspeakable doom. Well, as we were walking back, I'm like, maybe what we need to do is perhaps try to.
Oh, and 20 pounds.
Oh, sweet. It's the
That is a lot of money for him to have on his person at this time period, in the
Yes.
middle of the night, in his ceremonial robes.
Right. And it's like a 20-pound note. It's not like a bunch of coin and...
Somebody was going to go shopping.
that'd buy a whole crate of dynamite.
More! More!
2 crates.
2 crates.
Because apparently getting dynamite was not only easy, but also cheap.
Once again, the past is shocking. But maybe
Explosive, even.
what we might think about doing is maybe trying to find this priest that seems to be sort of the head of what's going on here. Because if we cut off the head, it may be that the lesser followers would disperse, or it would at least discourage their activity.
Yes.
But once again, what I am proposing is morally reprehensible, and I understand that. But I feel that we are in the midst of what could be considered a war, and it's us or them.
I mean, just as a question, are we going to weigh this body down and roll it into the lake or not?
what if we use their own tactics against them? What if we framed this ex-religious man that most of the town seems to hate anyway, and say that we saw him do the murder?
Well,
The
not a bad idea.
7 other witnesses make that a little bit more difficult. Also, we have Isidore has thoroughly removed all evidence of any sort that might be found. I feel like attempting to beat them at their own game.
Oh, yeah, but that would cause us to have to become in contact with the local constabulary.
Yes.
I think that would be... Although I don't think it's a bad idea.
Though,
But it'd be, I think, difficult to maneuver.
and then also all the questions about Tesla and his machine, which he's currently setting up.
Why would there be questions about that? Simply would not tell them about that. It has nothing to do with this particular incident anyway.
well, the problem I see with trying to frame others for this is we are strangers to their town. If we show up and say, we found a dead body, it clearly was done by this cult leader and his friends, there's more of them than us. Is our word worth more? Like, we don't have any evidence linking them directly. Unless we go plant the knife at the priest's house or something.
And we don't actually want to give that up.
Right.
Yeah, and I'd loathe to return that in any way, shape, or form.
So,
This is true.
Though it might be worth seeing if we can find out where he's staying at least.
And he's the one with the red hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be simple as like we were out for a walk. We wanted to see the stars at night. I'm sure the scientific among us can come up with reasons for such a thing. And saw a man with red hair running away. I mean, I know we are in England, but it can't be that common to have a red-headed gentleman.
Well,
And if we think that may be more dangerous than actually committing a murder,
It's just that we also, I mean, the innkeeper knows that we were in last night. And we came down asking after you
this is true.
this morning.
So then, taking his life is our chosen course?
Or maybe just simply removing him?
That, I feel like, is the same thing.
Well, we could... You're right. I don't know.
At this point, I feel like what Julie would say is just to focus on the matter at hand.
Well,
We need to get the machine back up, and that is our priority and our link to the dreaming. And you seem to have disrupted whatever they have going on for the moment.
indeed, if they need 8 people, then they are short at least one.
I mean, how many of these people can there be?
I'm loath to actually answer that question at the moment. On the other side of the Atlantic, I thought there couldn't be too many, but now it seems that they are the world over.
But I think you're right. I think if we focus on the machine and focus on trying to disrupt the overall plot.
I mean, if we can cut Abigail off there, then these machinations of theirs will be for nothing here.
Indeed.
And Einstein is there, and we can ask him if that was him last night.
I'm sure it was not. I mean, he's just a man. Well, brilliant. And somewhat mad, I think.
I'm a little egotistical.
Yes. It seems beyond anyone's abilities that we've met to just pop in and out of another dimension with their, like, creating their own body. I don't even think that Abigail is able to do such things. That's why she must steal the bodies of others.
True.
he did mention to us that he thinks he might have some insight into multi-dimensional physics and omniscience, he specifically said.
And then it is imperative that we get back to him. And maybe then we can also see what is happening with this half-brother.
Indeed.
Whose
I don't want to
half-brother
go back
it
there.
is. I mean, you can stay at the farmer's hut.
What are we going to do there?
Wait for the rest of us.
Perhaps we should have this conversation somewhere else.
Agreed.
So we're going to kind of wipe the scene as best we can.
Okay.
And I'm walking now through the countryside in my socks.
Once you get out of the mud, you can take the socks off and put the boots back
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, my slippers were ruined.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I put in my shoes. Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as we get to the area where I won't leave like footprints or tracks of any type, I'll put the boots back.
Okay. All right. So were you guys heading back to the bed and breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay. You get to the bed and breakfast. There are people downstairs eating. The lady of the house says, "Oh, my dears, are you ready for breakfast?"
Oh yeah, we found our friend. She went for a walk in the early morning. It's so idyllic here.
Oh, yes, it is. Lovely countryside.
We're just going to freshen up and we'll be down for
Oh,
breakfast.
the gentleman who was with you, Mr. Tesla, left a message, said that he was able to hire a lorry, and that he is going to the barn.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Fantastic news.
So, yeah, I'm going to have one of those sort of like wash face going kind of moments. Like literally there's like a mirror and the basin and he's sort of like, it looks like he's trying to wash all the crazy off of him, but he can't, he sort of like just
Sweet
looks,
Lady Macbeth action.
yeah, and you sort of and he sort of like visualizes what he used to look like before all of this happened, and then the image of himself in the mirror now that's like more haggard and just weary and almost looks skeletal in comparison because he hasn't been eating, he hasn't been sleeping, he hasn't been doing anything other than worrying.
Right.
And you see him for a moment sort of steel himself and go, no, this is what we're doing. This is where I'm at.
Okay.
Whatever it costs, all good. And just tighten his bow tie and go downstairs for
Okay.
some breakfast.
I'm gonna have gone up and kind of refreshed myself.
Maybe washed your hands.
Yeah.
Again.
At my feet.
Right.
Get rid of that lake water.
Yeah.
You never know.
Okay. So she has breakfast waiting for you when you get downstairs.
As soon as I smell it, I was like starving hungry.
Yeah.
I just like,
Bubbles and squeak.
yeah, ooh. That stuff's really good.
Going to eat quite heartily at breakfast this morning.
Yeah.
We'll need all our strength to travel through.
Dimensions and stuff. No big deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
The countryside. This is a public table.
I accept nothing. For once.
I'm basically eating somewhat silently.
Okay.
Other people are talking. I just nod politely and give little bits of feedback just to not be rude, but you can tell he'd probably be a lot happier if it was just him and his friends eating there.
Right. Okay. So you finish up your meal and
I feel like for once Doris is not trying to be the center of attention. She's not bragging. She's not telling any grand stories.
okay.
She's eating and she'll have some polite conversation, but
I think I might ask after the young lord. The Lord's son.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, yeah, it's a
If
good
there's
idea.
any news. We passed through here several months ago, and he seemed to be having a hard time.
Oh, he seems to be doing all right, but his father, his lordship, has taken ill.
Oh, how terrible.
Yes, but apparently he's quite ill. They've been sending for doctors from London.
I'm so sorry to hear that. We'll have to go and pay our respects. He was quite kind to us last time we were here.
Oh, he's a good man. But the son is doing well.
Good.
They've, in fact, I don't know how dire it is because they've summoned his lordship's eldest from London.
Oh,
Who might that be?
He stands instead for his lordship in the House of Lords.
Oh, that's very saddening. I know that he is quite an important part of this community.
What's the oldest name?
while you're doing that, I'm going to roll spot hidden
Okay.
to see what does she really feel about this eldest. Like she's saying, "Oh yeah," but like is she 2 again?
Snaps.
Voice.
Oh, and it seems to be pretty like reverential. I mean,
Okay.
this is like, the heir to the
Yeah,
But
it's not like the younger son where they were like, "Oh yeah, the Lord's son."
Oh, the elder or the younger?
No, the older one.
The older one. Oh no, they're
They all love him. Okay.
yeah. Well, they love him, but
No, I get it.
they're like he's going to be the Viscount. And
He's
He doesn't-
well regarded.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
yeah.
his name is also William, named after his father.
Oh, it's
oh, good.
very unsurprising.
I'm glad it wasn't the
William
name of the
Frederick
newspaper
Smith.
man or something.
The second or junior?
William
the
Frederick
17th.
Danvers Smith was his
Yeah.
father,
Got it. Okay.
which is probably his lordship's mother's maiden name, I would imagine.
Okay. Well, Tesla is occupied this morning. It might not be a bad idea to go by and see. Especially as that household was so interesting last time.
Okay. So I think that's a great idea. Pay our respects. There could definitely be something sinister happening there. especially if he's trying to keep his son away from certain elements.
And we've known it before that the cult can visit sickness upon those it deems inconvenient. Poor Nurse Gale suffered from that scarlet fever.
Seems to be the spread of disease is central to their way of doing things. I mean, this all started with the plague of locusts. So long ago.
It was so long ago, it seems.
Okay, so yeah, we'll pack up and go see his lordship. I'll see if we can get an audience with
Okay.
anyone there. Because if he's sick, they might not let us in.
You get to the door, or the sort of the gates that lead to sort of the interior grounds, and there's a footman standing there, and he says, "Beg your pardon, but his lordship is not receiving guests."
Well, I'm sorry. We just came to pay our respects since we've recently returned to town, and he had shown us such great kindness the last time we were here.
And the innkeeper mentioned that you were searching for other doctors to maybe give additional opinions.
Oh, yes.
And our associate, Dr. Holtzman, is quite talented. And because of the kindness that his lordship showed us last time, we thought maybe that his services could be of some use.
We're all the way from the States.
Oh my God!
Is there a doctor in the house?
There's a doctor is a doctor, right? Yeah.
What is the skill you would use for that? Fast talk, I
Fast
guess?
talk.
Yeah, try it. Make a fast talk roll.
No, it's never going to happen. How about persuade?
Can I help?
Oh, they're persuade.
Okay.
Yeah. Even better. Why does it have fast talk and persuade? Those are very similar.
Persuade is like...
I rolled a 2 because apparently that's the roll of the day.
Oh, okay. All right.
Rocket.
Lets you right in.
Yeah, I feel like persuade and fast talk are two separate things.
Yeah, fast talk is very much like they think I'm lying, and I'm going to
Oh,
keep
okay.
it,
All right.
keep going.
Persuade is like give good reasons for something. Fast talk is like keep talking. I'm like that's what Doris fast talks. Other people like persuade. Like this is a great reason why you should agree with me. And that is not what Doris does. Doris is like, hey, I'm famous. Why don't we walk together this way while I go where I need to go?
Okay.
Well, it's like the basis of logic versus the basis of like grift.
Yeah.
Sophistry.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you walk up the laneway, and
Diplomacy versus bluff is like what the chat's
right.
saying.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. And get to the house, and there is yet again another footman at the.
I want to keep
The
my
grand
eye out
entrance.
for hidden Mickeys, basically hidden elder signs that might be
May I
in
spot
the
it?
architecture.
Hmm.
73. What is my spot? No, 52. Missed it.
No. Okay. And
I feel like we're here. I feel like we're
You're
all
muted.
kind of probably looking
Yeah.
for that.
Especially since this is where we found the book last time, like in his
7.
library.
okay. On the grounds, no, you don't see any. There.
So far.
No, you're not seeing any hidden.
Elder
Casteries.
signs. Okay.
And he stops you, and says, his lordship is quite ill, and the doctors tell us that it is quite contagious. Are you sure you wish to enter?
Yes.
What kind of illness is it?
The doctors believe it's smallpox.
Oh.
I'm not
Find out when the smallpox vaccine was.
Oh, you know what? It probably already had happened
Yeah.
because that was the first vaccine. Because they took cowpox pus or something.
Yes.
Sure.
I think
But-
that was in like That was in like the late 1700s, early 1800s.
It's really early, yeah.
Yeah.
1796.
Okay. I have no fear of.
We've been inoculated against that disease.
I don't think I have. I'm from a small Russian village.
Oh, they might have when you were conscripted.
Oh.
You think?
Possibly.
Oh, okay.
You are
Isn't
given
that
a
like
battery of stuff.
Yeah, like, isn't that a big thing? Like, you get into the army and then you get, like, 50 shots all in
The
face
American
or
army.
Russian
Russian army.
They don't even give you socks. Well, they give you strips of cloth.
They
to
They
run
only
with.
give
They gave-
every fifth guy a rifle.
Right, yeah. I was an ammo guy. I wasn't a rifle guy.
Right. Well, I don't know. If you could get inoculate you for something, they probably would, I would imagine.
Oh, there's a luck roll right there.
Yeah,
there
Yeah, make a
we'll
luck
see.
roll.
That's okay. I'll try that. Yeah. All right. I think I got that one.
Or you caught cowpox on the farm.
Oh,
And you survived.
Yeah. Because cowpox was milder.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So he lets you in
Sure. Go inside.
and offers you surgical masks as you
Yeah, I'll take
through
them.
the door.
It's just cloth at this point.
It is
It
just
doesn't
cloth.
do anything. Like,
No.
it makes us feel better.
Well, I mean, spores from the sores probably can't get through it.
Maybe.
That's about it. Because it was a bacteria? Or is it a virus?
No, it's a
It's a
virus.
virus. Okay. All right. And then one of the maids leads you up the stairs and says, I must see to his lordship's condition before he can receive visitors, please.
Understood.
And we're in the sitting room?
Yeah. No, upstairs sitting room. People who make it past the first floor go.
I guess now is a good time to, like...
Oh, you're probably in the library.
Yes, okay, great. More spotted, more searchy the things. 33 under 65.
Oh, okay.
The dice are definitely treating me slightly better today than they were last time.
You find another one of those false shelves, and in it you find a dagger very similar to the one that you found next to Doris. And you also find a text. Does anyone speak Latin?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you both do? You don't speak Latin. Okay.
I'm sure you're shocked.
I can read Sanskrit.
Let me find it.
I can speak English.
Yeah, that's great.
And Russian.
I am speaking English.
This is my second language.
Yeah. I speak a little bit of Greek.
Okay.
Probably enough to order drinks.
I mean, and food. Don't,
Yeah.
like...
That's what 6%
English,
gives you.
Sanskrit,
Oh, yeah.
Latin, Hebrew, ancient Egyptian, Russian.
Yeah.
Here's your Greek. Uzo.
Yeah.
Do like this, or the Nazis will get you.
Well, he's American.
There you go. I remember knocking back an entire bottle of Ouzo with a buddy of mine. I got wicked sick after.
I remember that stuff tasting terrible.
It's horrible.
It's just black licorice.
Yeah.
I might like it now, 'cause
The citron one is much... You love that terrific licorice stuff.
Yeah, I do. I might like it now.
Yeah.
I prefer aquavit.
I mean, I literally just looked around like the licorice was going to jump out.
I'm out.
Like
I'm out of
it's
it.
hiding.
Aquavit is like anise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did we do with our silver knife? Do we have it with us?
Yeah, I have it with me.
Okay, cool.
Now we have another.
Dual wield.
Oh, do we?
I mean, I just found one on the shelf.
We don't know it yet.
I missed that entirely.
Oh, yeah, we found another knife with a little note. In
Where the fuck did I go?
you were
You're
sitting right there, bro.
I, like, disassociated for a second. I'm really sorry.
It's okay.
That was weird.
The text, it's a small text with just but a few pages in it. It looks very old. It's written manuscript, and the outside it says in Latin, "Sundry defenses against those of the outside."
I read thoroughly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, we should both. We both are very interested in
Are you
this.
talking about this big?
So, sundry defenses against those from the outside.
Of the outside, or whichever.
Of the outside.
Although if you fail your Latin roll, it would be from.
Sometimes it's not necessary to make a direct translation. You do the thing that sounds most natural in the language you are translating to.
That's the best thing to do with grimoires. So you are both going to sit there and read it in the
Yeah, sure.
in the library. Okay.
Well, that's what a library is for, right?
Let me find them real quick. Where are they? Ah, there we go.
Dimitri's going to be the only sane person in the group pretty soon, I think.
No, I'm good now.
That's because he can't
I'm
read
so
English.
insane.
Yeah.
Mine
But,
only
like-
lasted 3 hours.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
good.
You had...
Yeah, but your sanity number is getting real low.
It
I
started
didn't know what you're talking about. Yeah, 28 is still
Yeah.
over half of what I've had the whole game. I think.
Like, I'm the one who's lost
Yep.
42 points of sanity in this game. So
This is one of the
far.
only games I know that has a built-in countdown.
Yeah.
It's like 10 candles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started with 45, so I still have over half. I'm fine.
Look, even now, you're higher than my doctor started.
Yeah, exactly.
What is your sanity?
63. 62.
Out of a max of...
I started at 65.
Oh.
Well, I'm at 57 from 80.
And the 3 I lost was the time I almost died with the zombies.
Don't know what you're talking about. That was totally not my fault.
I don't know anything about fault. I just know that I almost died and there were zombies, and that was a little scary.
I mean, I just... Like, Kamal carries a lot of guilt. It's not helping her sanity situation.
She does make things interesting, that's for sure.
Okay. So you guys can you both read Latin, correct?
Yes.
Okay, right.
And with them there to debate it, I feel like it'd be even more accurate than their rolls, because they could, like...
Right. So each of you take a D3 sanity loss.
Oh,
Well, you're reading a Mythos text.
Yay, 3!
no. Oh, okay.
Same.
And you each get gain 3 in Cthulhu Mythos. And of course, deduct your max sanity accordingly.
Okay. Cool. That gives... Ooh, a whole 15.
I got a 12.
Okay.
You're down to 15?
No.
No, she has 15.
I had
Oh.
15 Cthulhu mythos.
Oh.
The text was written by someone I forgot what they call them. I don't. My Roman history professor would be so mad at me right now. The opposite of plebeians.
Oh, yeah.
An aristocrat,
Right.
a Roman aristocrat, who, and then this is what is sort of intoned from the text, who it only goes by the pen name of the Stranger, and he describes the fact that he had in primarily in dreams, but once in real life, encountered things from what he describes as another world. And he mentions that silver is an effective tool against them. It also talks about something that you discern to be the Hound of Tindalos, and that they can literally smell people moving through time and are attracted to them.
Oh, good.
The near the end of the book, and this is where the sanity loss comes in, you see where he is cajoled during a bacchanalia thing into playing a role in a play because there's a troupe of actors there, and one of them has fallen ill. So he comes in and plays the role of one of the characters in a play called The King Clad in Yellow. And he describes that the character that he is playing is where his pen name comes from, and that is the Stranger. And he is the harbinger of the doom that is to come.
Okay. Is there a copy of the play in this library?
No. I know where you can get 2 of them, though.
I know we have multiple copies of this play in our possession.
You might have 3.
Didn't
I
we
think is
take
it 2?
one from here the last time we were here?
No,
No.
that was a different book.
It was a different book. Sorry.
Yeah.
But we have the one from
Einstein's
interdimensional being
Didn't we leave
Einstein's
it though?
room,
No, we took
No
it.
one has
We
opened
took
it
it.
up.
and then there's another one from.
Why would we open it?
I mean, we've been busy, and honestly, like, if I hadn't been so busy, I would have already read this book.
Yeah, I mean, logically, you would think that reading that book, you might get certain insights. But
True, but also I know that Abigail is the one who gave this book to both Einstein and Tesla, and anything that comes from her hand is
suspect, at the very least.
exactly so the Stranger, harbinger of doom. Well, at the very least, now we know that silver might be is much more likely to be an effective weapon than we had our first conjecture, and that Doris's earlier theories were correct. And travel through time attracts the hound, the attention of the hound.
Now, do we think that includes just visiting the other dimension or whatever it is as well in dreams?
Possibly, but we don't always, because time flows differently there.
We did come in contact with someone from the past and interact with them. Ahiga was not in our timeline when we communicated with him.
Right.
So I would assume that would be something that would attract the hound.
But also, merely, like, we move from the village to other village. Like, the village that we go to, where we have been most often. Oh, my poor ear. The village where we have been most often is from the distant past. And then we went to more recent past. The last time we were there, I feel like there's no way to not move through time as we move through the dreaming.
Well, then perhaps we should just avoid the dreaming.
We've tried that before, and it hasn't exactly worked out well for us.
Or is it when we are in the dreaming when we use our concentration to skip from place to place?
Possibly.
Since we don't know whatever other dimensions interact with.
The hound has not attacked us every time we've gone, that is for sure.
Well, we should perhaps stay on purpose for why we're here. Our time here is not indefinite.
True. Though this is, I feel like, a very fruitful visit already.
Indeed.
Even if we are unable to help his lordship specifically.
There's nothing in this book about wards or any other particular types of defenses, only the mentioning of silver.
There is a mention of one ward, yes.
Ooh.
I want to pay special attention to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me find it real quick.
Is there anything in the room that looks like it's made out of silver?
Yes, there's a lot of things in the room that look like they're made
Are
of
there?
silver. There's all kinds of war metals that look like they might have silver in
I'm not
them.
going to steal those.
Okay.
Anything else?
There's a probably...
Sconce?
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Part of a tea service, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the very least, a little butter knife. Like something.
Those Americans came in and they stole the silver.
This is what happens when you murder the undesirable crowd. Americans, Russians.
We're so bad.
So I'm looking for the spell right now. Give me a second. If you want to just note that
Yeah.
this will require actual study of the book, because you've just basically done a cursory read.
Right.
And the maid comes back and says that his lordship can see you, but the doctor warns that he is very tired and you should not spend too much time with him.
We will be brief. We just wish to pay our respects.
Very well, please follow me. She leads you into a room, and when you walk toward the door, you can smell the scent of death. And you go and you see him, and he is covered with boils and blisters, and around his eyes they're so dense he can't even open his eyes up. Doesn't even look like him. And there's a nurse who's has compresses on his forehead to try to comfort him. And then the maid says, the people from America are here to see you, my lord. Is that?
Who's going to do the mouthpiece on this one? Okay.
Congratulations.
You are the doctor.
Sweet. I am...
While he's starting to talk, I'm going to try and pay particular attention to the room.
Okay.
See if there's any marks or anything around his bed that might be channeling bad stuff.
Okay. Make a spot hidden roll. Okay.
I'm going to say that Doris has probably encountered smallpox victims before. She is inoculated for sure.
It does not look like smallpox to you. You don't know what it is.
Okay.
It does not look like smallpox. You've seen smallpox.
Okay.
This looks worse than smallpox.
Okay. Is the doctor, the other doctor who's been seeing him, is he in the room?
He's not in the room, no.
Okay.
So just the nurse.
Just the nurse.
Can I roll first aid to see, what does this look like to me?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I make it. 32.
Some form of hemorrhagic fever.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Marburg, Ebola.
Good. Okay.
Something they would never have seen in England.
Yeah. I'm going to slowly back a little bit farther away.
Okay.
And I'm going to, make the eye contact that says, hey, come over here. Come closer. Over to me. The eye with your friends, you're like, problem. Big problem. And I'm going to especially, walk towards Isildur so he doesn't...
Okay.
yeah. So he doesn't go closer.
Right.
And pretend to be a doctor, by him.
All right.
That kind of doctoring is done best from afar.
Yes.
Yeah, about 1,000 years afar. That's the only bodies I'm used to looking at.
How far away is the nurse? Is she the only one? in
She's
the room?
at his bedside, putting a cold compress on, taking it off, cooling the water down, putting it back
I'm going to
on.
lean over to you, and I'm just going to be like, that is not smallpox.
Yeah.
That is no smallpox.
Yes.
Large pox?
Well, I want to go. We just wanted to come and see you again, and thank you so much for the kindness that you showed us. And we believe that your illness may not have been an accident.
Well, this is
And that
happening.
there-
Oh, good.
And that there may be people responsible for this.
I'm going to do spot hidden this time.
Okay.
This is set off like, oh no, this is like on purpose. Like there's no reason this would be here. Oh, no, I don't see anything.
I'm going to try this time.
Yeah, I'm going to very clearly be like looking around though, like I'm noping out of this very quickly. I've seen shit like this go down badly.
Then he responds, I'll let you make a roll in a second. He responds,
But I have tried to be a good man.
That, I believe, is why you have been chosen to be the victim of this, sir. I think that there are people that your son associates or associated with that are none too happy of his removal from their presence. And I think that this is a gesture to try to adjust for that.
Why would God allow this to happen to me?
It is not for us to understand the wheelings of God, but we've all been placed on this earth for purposes that perhaps are beyond our ken. But I assure you, my Lord, that you have done everything that you can to be a good man, and this community loves you. We are here to help you and perhaps bring justice. I am a man of God. I follow his word. His path is my path. I am here to aid you. And I tell you that, what was the priest's name again? I'm sorry. Now I'm being...
Patrick O'Leary.
That we believe that former Father Patrick O'Leary is at the center of a group of persons that have been acting contrary to God's will.
My son arrives tomorrow. He must know these things.
Is there anything else that we can relay to him? Anything that you may have noticed to be amiss during these times?
No. Pray for me. Pray for my sons.
I pray for us all, Lord.
Didn't die.
Right. Like, holy shit. Hopefully, I thought his son would be the last person to talk to him. This is too much pressure.
So much pressure! I made it.
You made it?
Yes, 21 under 65.
There's something under his bed.
Oh, man. I'm going to conveniently drop something.
Okay.
Tie your shoe. No.
I mean, it's like, oh, I've dropped my pen from my reticule. And it has rolled into an inconvenient place. Let me just retrieve it quite quickly.
The bed has one of those skirts. But you can see, like, just underneath the edge of the skirt, between that and the floor, you can see a tiny bit of movement. You can't really tell what it is.
Oh, gross.
Oh, good.
Of course I am, yes.
Okay.
I've got a knife and insanity.
Those are two great weapons.
You kind of lift it up a little bit, and then you can't, it's very dark, so you have to get very close, and you see like 9 grimacing faces looking out at you.
Oh, fun. I'm going to reflexively jerk my hand with the knife out into the, slash.
Okay.
This will go great, because I have such great fighting skills.
I'm so happy right now.
You slash, and they disappear. And you notice now that there's 9 stones arranged in a V underneath his bed.
Oh.
Well, I found my pen. And, nurse, if you could, fetch the doctor for me for a moment. I have just some very important questions to ask, if you
Of
don't
course.
mind.
Could you tend to his lordship's forehead?
Of course.
And she leaves.
I mean, I'm not going to touch anything over there at all, but, I am going to go underneath the bed and,
Okay.
Oh, my.
Okay, so the grimacing faces, are they more like the cave faces? Or
Yes.
are they more like, okay.
They look like the cave faces. Did you actually see the cave faces?
Yes.
You did. Okay.
Because the second time I rolled 100,
That's where we teleported back to.
Okay.
there were cave faces.
That's what they looked like.
It's a good pin to put on that storyline.
So were we
You're
under
called
his
back.
bed the whole time? Is the question. Is that where we teleported to by accident?
So you pull all
the
the
secret
stones
is
out.
that we're the monsters under the bed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
How big are the stones?
They're small, they're little.
Well, mini ones.
Yeah, like maybe like 4 inches tall and maybe like 2 or 3 inches, and they're like a 3-dimensional rectangle. I'm sure there's a name for it.
Like a domino.
Like a yeah, but wider,
Bigger.
thicker.
A little bigger, yeah.
They're like a double cube.
Okay.
And the doctor comes back, and the nurse gives you the stink eye because you're not like wetting the rag and putting it on his forehead.
It's still wet. You were only gone for like 30 seconds.
Yes, can I help you?
Yes, doctor.
I love how she just keeps asking for names, and you're just like, ah.
Gives me time to write things down.
I got plenty. I got lots of names.
Doctor.
Dr. Richards.
They're all Abigail, but there's a lot of them.
They all have different last names, at least.
Right. Athenbright's a good last name.
It
Yeah,
is a great
Bright is a
name.
great name. We were told that my lord was suffering from smallpox.
Well, it does not look exactly like smallpox to me, but I cannot say that I've seen any disease that resembles this. So,
Fortunately, Doctor, I have.
oh, have you?
Yes. While I was sorry, I became English for a moment. While I was in the tropics, I have seen cases of it around sub-Saharan Africa, and it seems to be more akin to what I've seen with Ebola and similar diseases of that nature. How it came to be in the sunny countryside of England, I do not know. But it does point to a bit of nefariousness, and also highly contagious.
Well, yes, I had assumed that. Well, I shall telegram to my colleagues in London and have them research this Ebola
Yes.
and find out forthwith what the cure is. His lordship shall be fine. And he's like,
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
get him some tea.
Did
And
we-
he sort of beckons you out of the room.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got that.
Yeah, we're whiskey down.
Yeah. Did we? I'm sorry. Did we do anything with the rocks under the bed? Did we move them?
You pitched them all
Okay,
out.
Cool.
I mean, I gathered them up
Okay.
and brought them because where am I going to pitch them in the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured I could get rid of them later, or like maybe use them as a projectile weapon. I don't know, but like I can't leave them there. Is the point?
I'm also going to make sure when
The
we
maid
did that.
comes in and just rearranges them back. We're
Yeah.
like, oh.
I'm going to make sure that none of us are carrying all the stones.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
I don't
it's a
know.
good idea.
Yeah, I don't know if like all of them together make a magic spell. I don't know anything about this.
Okay.
So
Not only that, but probably easier to transport out of here.
yeah,
It's
less
part of-
noticeable.
Yeah.
They're in my
Yeah,
vessel.
they'll fit in your pockets.
Okay.
All right, so he leads you out into the hallway, and he says, I do not think his lordship shall survive through the night.
No, I agree.
I have, in fact, encountered this disease but once in London
Oh,
2 years ago.
really?
Yes.
It's strange that it would get to such a populated area and not cause more damage. If you only ran into one case of it in London?
Only the one.
Would it be an imposition to ask as to the details of this other ailment?
Well, it was a young man, served on a ship in the Royal Navy, and got back to shore. Had been discharged, and took up in an apartment. And sometime over the next fortnight, he took ill, and no one had seen him for some time, and someone went into the room and smelled the stench of death, assuming that he had died. And I was summoned to confirm his death when I realized that he was in fact not dead, but had developed this illness. Where he received it, I cannot say.
It is awful gruesome.
Would you mind if I asked what the name of this young man was?
I know how.
I'm looking for the guy.
I do think it's important that we make sure that his lordship's heir is not
Exposed.
similarly exposed and contaminated. Although it is quite strange from what I've seen before to have only one person in the household have come down with this. Like, she's going to kind of look pointedly, like...
His name, if I recall correctly, was Nathaniel Trask.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You actually say that like that?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Called it, except I got the last name wrong.
Yeah.
Did he survive?
Oh, no, I'm afraid he didn't. That's why when I was finally able to make it here to Hamilton, I realized that the disease had very nearly run its course.
Indeed. I mean, do you have an explanation for why the nurse... I mean, the nurse is touching him.
Well, his lordship deserves comfort.
Right, but it's strange that she has not also become ill. How many days has it been?
Well, we've only been here since yesterday afternoon.
Well, my lord asks that we speak to his heir when he arrives. I would be in your debt if you were to contact us, blah location, when he did, so that we may do his lordship's bidding.
Of course.
Has his lordship's younger son been visiting his father much?
The young lord is in fact living in the manor house these days, I'm told.
Yes. Oh, so you have not seen him come to visit?
No.
The actual room, I see.
No, I've been trying to keep the family away from him.
For obvious reasons, yes.
Good choice.
I think we've done all we needed to do here. We should leave them to their work.
I think it might be good to continue to keep the family away from him.
Yes.
I am going to do a prayer at the door to the bedroom.
Okay.
And try to bless this place in whatever way I can.
Okay.
All right. Did we want to talk to the other son, or didn't?
I feel like we should check in on James if... Thank you. We should check in on James if... since obviously we were unable to get all the nefarious influences out of their lives, if somebody could go into his bedroom and, like, set up a plague ritual in his bed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at this point, we don't know if it's definitively him.
Out of character, didn't we have some suspicion about his wife?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we
Because
had...
there was weird shit going on with both of them. Because, like, he had the same book that he never got any further in reading, but he spent most of his time reading. And she had the same thing. Like, there was this whole thing with books and reading that we were not able to explore very far last time. But like, there's something going on in this house. And James was, like, a conduit. Or being used as something, like,
Well, yeah.
to bridge back and forth. Because Abigail had been stalking him his whole life.
I think that whoever's doing all of this was leaving well enough alone with the family and the manor, because they managed to remove the son to a remote location. They didn't really have to mess with it. but
when we mess that up. Maybe.
and we have every reason to believe that when the eldest son arrives, he may fall victim to something similar. Because I would think that it would be in the best interests of all involved if the young lord who has been influenced becomes the new lord of the house.
Yeah.
You know, I'll ask the. It's the maid that was bringing us up.
Mhm.
Have there been any other visitors?
No, there haven't, sir.
I mean, was there any, like an uptick in the amount of visitors that were coming to and from the manor at all
You mean before he was ill?
before the illness? Yeah,
No, I'm afraid not.
in the last what? It's been like 2 weeks since we were here.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been that long.
Oh, okay.
Probably only been a couple days.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
So in the last
Because we,
week,
like-
nothing.
Blew up the house, went to London, spent like what, 2 nights in London,
Yeah,
and
it wasn't
then
very long.
hightailed back.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, because all of this seems like it's been going on for a year, but really, from beginning to end, it's been like, what, a month and a half?
I can tell you exactly. The game started May 21st, 1923, and the last date I have noted, and it's been a couple days since then, is July 13th. So it's like 2 months, not quite 2 months.
Yeah. 6-7 weeks.
It's
and
probably
we
what.
spent a good chunk of that time like waiting for Yale to come out of the sanitarium
And
Well,
traveling,
crossing
and
the
traveling
Atlantic.
across
and
the,
traveling
yeah.
across the ocean. Yeah, July 14th, 1923, and then it's probably been 2 days since then.
So July 16th.
Yeah,
I
16th or
won't know this.
17th.
Let's say 17th.
I stopped taking dates down when the full breadth of the insanity hit because
Right.
who does that?
Right.
I will say it's the 17th right now.
So,
He's in a food coma. You're in a food coma.
You know, a little. That's where the yawns are coming from.
But
Too much brunch.
because okay, so we did suspect that there was something weird, hinky going on with the Lord and his wife. Either way, James has been hooked up to all of this, so we might as well check in on him and see what the hell is going on.
all right. I got you back. I don't know what we're going to ask him, but cool.
Well, we could ask if he's still being haunted by if Father O'Leary is still one of his contacts. Did he,
Oh yeah.
if he's still haunted by the visage of Abigail?
When did we talk to this guy before?
I don't think you've ever talked to him.
The last time we talked to James is when we got him out of the burning house.
And we said
Told
we
him there was
saved
a
you
gas
from
fire.
the gas leak.
Right.
Here's your dad.
Oh, well, that's a great excuse to come see him. Hey, we're the guys that saved your life. How's it going, buddy?
Pretty
How'd
much.
that work out for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we saved you.
Oh, yeah.
Are you still addicted to heroin?
Might as well. You have any spare? This doesn't sound half bad right now. Yeah, okay. Let's go.
So
We'll ask the maid.
The maid tells you that his young lord is probably on the roof. He likes to take in the sun.
Oh.
Okay. Would it be too troublesome to seek an audience with him? Or go visit him on the roof?
Oh, I don't think you need an audience with the young lord. I can take you up there, though, yes.
Thank you.
So she go up several flights of stairs and go to a door that's obviously not supposed to be used by anyone. And
Right.
open this door up, and there's a sort of almost like this little courtyard on top of they have the little parapets on the side, and you can see the little vent things where the water, I don't know,
Right.
probably gunnels, if it was a boat. I don't know
Yeah.
what you'd call them on a... But, and there's a rocking chair, and you can see that someone's sitting there reading a book. And it's James.
What's the title on the book?
You can't see it because he's like facing away from me. He's like,
Oh, okay.
like
Well,
sitting in the
okay.
sun. Like,
Didn't know which way he was facing, and I prefer to avoid books when I can.
You know, that's worked out pretty good for you. Not so much for me.
I don't know what you're talking about. Books of Books are the best and definitely never lead to insanity.
Yep.
Definitely not.
So just walk up behind him and go, pardon me.
Oh, yes. You gave me a start. Can I help you?
I'm sorry, I was trying to avoid that, especially since we're in a very elevated position. But I don't know if you remember us, but we assisted you in vacating your previous home.
Your cottage.
Fire?
We happened to be coming by when it blew up.
Oh, yes, I do. I do recall someone mentioning that passed us by. That was you. I must offer my thanks to you.
You are very welcome. We just heard about the unfortunate situation with your father and decided to stop in and pay our respects. And since your servant told us that you were present in the manor, we decided to come also speak to you and
I
see
do.
how you were doing.
I do appreciate it. I would offer you a seat, but I only have the one chair here.
What are you reading?
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
I'm quite interested in my profession is librarian.
Oh, I don't know if you'd be interested in this. This is the latest of the Tarzan novels.
Oh, really? I haven't seen it.
Yes, this is number 8.
I must admit it's quite a guilty pleasure of my own.
Oh, is it? Have you had a chance to read 8 yet?
Not 8. Not yet. I'm so jealous.
It's very good. I hear he's coming out with a new book this year.
It's something like a John Carter guy series. I heard rumor of it.
It's really quite spectacular, and it's nice to keep the mind occupied. How are you feeling? I remember the last time we were here, you were rather under the weather yourself.
Well, yes, I seem to be doing better. It's a long road, but the doctor says that I am on the mend.
Good. And Dr. Richards is seeing to you as well?
No, Dr. Richards is merely here solely for my father. He's a disease specialist from London.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't mind me asking, just because we grew rather close the last time I was here. I grew rather close with Nurse Gale.
Oh, yes.
And she... I'm not sure how to put this delicately, but then again, I'm an American, so I could just be blunt, can't I? She was very concerned about the people that you had surrounded yourself with.
Oh, yeah, I had fallen in with a bad
times.
lot. That is true. And she was looking out for my best interests, and I sort of brushed her aside, and I do regret that. Is she all right?
She is. Visiting family.
Ah.
But I just, I feel like it is my duty as her friend to check in and see if maybe you had extricated yourself from that situation.
Yes, I've been staying around the manor.
Good. And none of them have come to bother you here.
No, I do not think that the household staff would allow any of them in.
Good.
I'm gonna. Can I do spot? Is it spot hidden to see, like, if I think he's telling the truth?
Sure.
Okay. 10. Yes.
You rolled.
A 10 and a 0.
Isn't that 100? Is that 100?
No, because if it was a 10
No,
and a
that
1, it would be 11.
That's 10, yeah.
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 It's just 10?
Because zero,
oh, that's
zero,
right.
zero.
Okay,
Double
all right.
zeros
Yeah.
on the...
Got it. Okay, all right.
Stop trying to force hundreds
I
on
know.
other people. Hundreds are my purview with this game. Thank you very much.
Got a good roll.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be lying, but you also
It's a really good roll.
wonder. You've probably dealt with someone with heroin addiction, probably in your very storied past, and he seems to have gotten over it rather quickly.
Got it.
If he's gotten over it.
You're right, yeah, no, I'm okay with that.
He's wearing a long sleeve shirt.
He's wearing a long sleeve shirt.
It's England,
Well,
so
it's only been like
Yeah.
5 days since we were here. If he's still
Yeah.
got all the same marks.
It's England in July.
yeah.
But also, like, this happened, like, less than a week ago. The fact that he's like, lucid and,
Yeah.
like, chatty and reading Tarzan #8.
And filled with regrets about his past.
I mean, you can be hooked on heroin and still be filled
That's
with regrets
Tarzan the
about it.
Terrible, by the way.
But you could be hooked on heroin and also be filled with regrets about your past.
So I'm just saying he's very reflective.
But he also seems to be reading. Right? Wasn't that one of the things? Like he couldn't read past a certain point, or maybe I was confused. That's the episode I missed. So
Well, that was his parents. They seem to keep this, like, their bookmark
Oh.
never seemed to move.
Yeah.
got it. Okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought it was him.
Now it's his dad, and then because there's a whole thing with like military history,
Okay.
and then something about his mom's reading too.
Got it. Okay. I was confused.
He also seems like real not broken up about his dad, like literally dying 3 floors down.
Oh yeah, I'm very, very sorry to hear about your father. Everyone here tells us that he was a wonderful man.
Oh, yes. Very, very much so.
It must sadden you deeply to see him in such a state.
Yes, it is very tragic.
Has there been any idea as to how he managed to get so ill so suddenly?
No. No, it's only happened within the last 2 days.
Has there been
No,
any?
sorry, 3 days. 3 days.
Has there been any talk of you and your brother not staying at the manor to keep yourselves contained away from the disease?
For Hamblenden were not to live in
What?
the Hamblenden Manor,
But what of your mother?
the walls
I mean,
may fall.
I mean, surely it would be the lady of the house would. It might be safer for her to separate herself somewhat.
Oh, I don't think she will leave Father's side.
Well, it wasn't that you'd never live here, but if your father's going to pass, it would take not long, perhaps a week, for the germs to. I guess
Yeah, germ theories.
Yeah,
germ theories is-
they have the vaccination, so to run their course and for the manor to then be safe again for both of you.
Well, the doctor assures us that as long as we don't go into his rooms, that it is safe.
And I'm sorry, the doctor who was like out of character. We knew who was treating James, right? Because we had
Yes.
overheard, and, like, they told us who the doctor was treating him, and I just, if I have to flip through this entire notebook to find it, it'll take me 10 minutes.
Doris looks super skeptical when he says that. She has made no effort to be like, oh, like her face is just like, oh, the doctor says that, does he?
Well, I mean, in the case of Ebola and such, it isn't an airborne transmission thing.
Right.
Out of character.
It requires some physical contact.
Yeah, but it's very contagious.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still like body fluid exchange.
It's just
I
that
don't
their
think
entire
so.
bodies are open with sores. So
Exactly.
it's very-
Oh,
like
yeah.
they are super contagious just because they're weeping with
Yeah.
virus everywhere.
Right.
But, like you'd have to get some that ends up on your finger and then you touch your eye. Or
Yeah.
something. It's not.
But it's incredibly contagious.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it comes in contact anywhere near any of your mucous membranes, you're done.
I can't find the doctor's name, but yes, he's still being treated by the same doctor. I will figure out what the doctor's name is.
I can also flip that.
And if like the nurse is like literally pressing her hand to,
Oh yeah.
it's like that shit. I'm like,
But I'm not concerned for like out of character. I'm not concerned for my character.
oh no.
In character, I'm probably like that's weird shit.
I'm more trying to just get him the fuck out of here, so just in case he's the one hurting the Lord. So I was trying to come up with an excuse.
Oh no, I dig that. I don't feel like he is though. No.
Yeah, have a lot of like folk tales around here about, or do people follow old ways?
I don't think I got
Well,
it.
just walking in the woods and I see little standing stones in a sort of a V formation here and there.
Oh, you mean like druids?
Yeah, something like that.
No, I don't.
Familiar with anything like that? Because it's just like little carved stones. It just seems so odd, being from America.
No. Outside of Stonehenge, I don't think I've seen such. Although it'd be nice if Hamblin had a good henge. Might bring more people, tourists. I suppose we could
Too
construct
bad nobody's
one.
really interested in a modern henge.
How do you mean?
All the henges are very old.
Oh, yes.
You could build architecturally superior henge.
Oh, yes, perhaps. That'd be a tough sell to Dad, though.
Well, give it a couple days.
Oh.
I'm sorry. That
You
was,
know what?
Yeah. That
There
was.
we
that
go.
was- yeah.
We're going to go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Because I had to bite my lip to not say it myself.
Tone X.
Well, my lord, we're very glad to see that you're still in good health, and we will take our leave of you. If we should be here for another few days, if you have any need of us or for any reason, please do not hesitate to call upon us.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, and Miss, how far in the Tarzan series have you gotten?
You know, I had just finished number 7 when we took this journey on.
Well, if you like, I can. I'm nearly finished. I could have it sent to wherever you're staying, if you'd like.
I would like that very much. I appreciate it. Thank
Very
you
well.
so much.
You can leave the address with my staff, and I'll have them deliver it to you.
So kind of you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're good to go?
Yes.
Okay.
After we're away from everybody,
Uh-huh.
I feel like we should watch the place. See if there's any mysterious comings and goings.
People in here secreting in to do things.
I mean, it's possible that the Lord could improve now that he's not got the
Whatever the things that
the-
Camilla found under the bed there, yeah.
Perhaps, but I feel like this is a bit of a distraction. I mean, should we not be focused on Tesla and his machine?
Speaking of, I think we should probably go take a visit with him as soon as possible. See how. Because
coming.
he is generally vulnerable by himself as well. So, the amount of time that we have that equipment unguarded is dangerous to be in.
Indeed. And we should probably try our hand at making those silver bullets. As sad as this situation is, and as kind as the Lord seems, I'm not sure that the inheritance of a manor is the top priority for us at the moment.
No, not a top priority, but definitely connected and worth further investigation once time allows. But I think you're right. We need to shift our priorities and make sure that this experiment goes off.
But I do agree that young Lord still needs to be watched. He is far too lucid to have actually come down off his heroin addiction, if that's what it was.
Cause and effect for a lot of things seem to be thrown out the window in our current circumstance. Who knows? Maybe his condition was not a heroin-addled haze. Maybe he was being kept in that condition for a purpose. I have the sneaking suspicion that he is just a dreamer that is being used and manipulated simply because of his ability to access the other dimension. And this seems to be a direct repercussion of him being removed from their circle. I think they just want him back and are willing to do whatever it takes to make that happen.
True. And if we're able to... I mean, we should go.
if we're able to disrupt the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle straight up from this experiment, then it'll just solve all our problems, and we can just leave these poor people alone.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Should we see about some place where we may be able to visit later, where you can melt down these materials and produce your bullets? I'm certain we can find someplace around, some farmer around here that has to have.
Well, I'm sure that you could.
That store.
Yeah.
The store we bought the guns probably has reloading or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right.
To a certain extent. I mean, they could probably make them there for you.
Yeah.
All you need is
How
a
much?
scale.
Real question. How much silver did you pilfer from Lord
Well, we got two
Texwell
knives.
I didn't roll for it.
We can roll for it now to see how much you got.
Sure, because I would have.
If
man.
if you get a failure, you got like a fork.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I got.
Stealth?
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
stealth.
I got a shot at that. Oh, yeah. Made it by 50.
Damn.
You are one sneaky
they
mofo,
will
dude.
never let us back in that house.
I mean, he was so sneaky about it that
That's
I'm never
true.
gonna know.
I guess so.
He's got candlesticks. He's probably got enough to make like.
The whole way out, it's clank, clank.
No, you couldn't take too many. You have
know,
like
yeah.
2 candlesticks, and you have like some silverware. He's probably has enough. Just himself, he probably has enough to make like 20 bullets.
Great.
Great.
Perfect.
So we don't have to melt down the knives.
That
Because
was my
they're
big
already
thing.
a weapon.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
And hers will be much more effective.
I do also think that we should perhaps at least alter those knives so they don't have that horrible sign on them. Who knows if they can be tracked by things from the other side or whatnot.
I was actually more comfortable with melting those knives down.
Indeed.
okay.
I was as well.
I am not, but I do agree that that marring the yellow sign is smart.
Silver's a soft enough metal; it shouldn't be a problem.
Why don't you keep yours then? And we'll melt down the other one. And we'll just keep track. Because perhaps something has been done to that silver to make it especially effective or something. I don't know, spell.
Right now, I'm not writing anything off. That could very well be. The symbol itself could actually have some potency. Who knows? But I'm not willing to handle anything with that on it.
Indeed.
But so transportation. How far is the barn? Where?
Oh, it's probably like 5 or 10 kilometers. It's a ways. I mean,
It's a ways.
It's not something you would normally walk.
See,
You could walk it, but it'll take you a while. It's probably. I'm assuming it's like midday now.
hire a wagon or something to get us out there. Yeah.
I don't think that's implausible.
You can find a farmer who's headed that direction.
Yeah.
I'm gonna also like before we go, I'm gonna go if there's a shop that has silver stuff in it, we'll go buy a bit more,
Okay.
just like random stuff.
Are you? What's your wealth like?
I am super wealthy.
Okay, so that would
Yeah.
I'm going to say that silver's still kind of expensive. So
Yeah.
I'm,
So precious.
I'm assuming that probably kills your daily spend.
Yeah,
for the
it's
day.
something super crazy. It's like, and I had
You-
max
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're the same as
as
my guy was.
Cool.
$50 a day or something.
yeah. Oh, I don't want to spend all $50 on silver.
Okay, you spend like $25 on silver.
Yeah, just stuff because I want to have some left over to pay people to.
Hold on, let me just see how much that is. 'Cause I have no idea how much silver was worth back then. Price of
I mean, if there's
silver in 1923.
Yay, Google.
Let's see. Silver dollar. I don't know how much silver is in a silver dollar.
What's
the-
$1 worth? Before we switched off the silver standard.
Oh yeah, you're probably well.
100%.
But it was. Then why is it worth $13 in 1923? They've been
What?
debasing the currency, I'm sure, by 1923.
Maybe.
We already had the World War.
Oh, they probably
I'm
also.
sure it was filled with nickel.
Yeah, I'm sure that it was filled with nickel by then. But so a true silver dollar was worth $13.
Well, let me look. Silver by prices by year. That's what I need.
And you can look up an ounce. Like, how much was an ounce of silver in 1923?
That's what this is telling me.
Okay.
While we're riding over there, I want to investigate that warding spell in greater detail.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
we could
that's
go
what I
put
was-
it on the house. Something.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I was gonna actually do the same. We had the same idea. I was like, I'm
Their
gonna learn
powers
this ward.
combined.
Yeah. Nutrient's power. Activate.
Wow.
Love. Cup of coffee.
Form of insanity.
Form up.
I think, did they go off the silver standard in 1921?
Did they?
I'm asking because it took a precipitous drop from 1921 to 1922. I mean, a huge drop.
What was that?
Because right now it's worth like 70 cents an ounce.
Okay, so their chat sent me a thing. So 1923 peace dollars, or the early silver dollars, they were 90% silver, 10% copper. They made a whole lot of them, like 30 million of them.
Right.
In good... Oh, this is like modern...
Yeah, see, yeah. That's what the first thing I saw was that.
1935 is when.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, it plummeted in like between
Yeah,
1920
they're worth
and
like
1922.
$30 now.
Right. Well, silver. An ounce of silver back then was worth about 75 cents.
Okay.
Somewhere in there.
So I could buy it a lot.
From 1900 to 1933, the U.S. dollar was fully backed by gold.
Oh, okay. We weren't on the silver standard.
Paper notes could be exchanged for gold on demand. Silver saw a steady decline because in 1935 it was ended entirely because China and Hong Kong ditched silver for
Okay.
gold.
Oh, okay.
But basically, it's 70 cents an ounce, and if your daily spend is $50, you could buy as much silver as you very well want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep $25, but I'll spend $25 on silver
Okay.
stuff.
All right.
Just random shit like old jewelry,
Right.
candlesticks, more candlesticks, probably.
Coin is probably the cheapest thing to buy.
Okay, then that's fine. That's what I'll
Yeah.
get.
I'm trying to think I'm trying to figure out how many bullets that actually makes. I'm trying to think what the unit of measure you use for when you're measuring bullets. I can't remember it.
So, when you...
Oh, you
Like
should
an
ask your
ounce?
reloader guy for a refund.
What are
Your
your...
teacher.
What weapon are you
Grain.
making the bullets for?
Probably both if I can, but definitely my handgun. My Colt. 38. So yeah, I mean, we don't have to figure all of this out right now. But when I get there, like when we go to the fishing game shop, whatever it is, I'm going to see if I can buy like bullet making stuff.
Well, there's not really a lot involved, but you already have casings.
Well, you just need like a crucible.
Yeah, basically, you need to be able to heat it up, and then
and
pour...
the melting point is much higher than lead.
Yes.
So,
But it's pretty soft still. It's not.
but the melting point.
Yeah.
So you can make like assuming like 357 or 38 rounds, you can make 3 per ounce
Okay.
because those bullets weigh about 138
Okay.
grain.
So if you
Really?
bought, like...
Yeah, let
So
me-
it's 70 cents an ounce, and you bought 20... Let's just say, for ease of math in my brain, $20 worth.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it'd be easier to do $21 worth.
5 divided by point.
It's just you were saying $25.
33. So I was able to buy 33 ounces, and that's 3 each. You said.
Yeah.
So 100.
Yeah, you can make 100 rounds.
Perfect. So 100 rounds, plus however much we got in the knives.
So that was, he said 20 bullets worth. So you have 120 bullets worth of ammo.
Well-
or that you can make, and we still need to
The
make.
stuff that I swiped, can I just like chip it into little shards?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a shotgun. So I'm just going to open up the thing and dump out the pellets, put in shards,
There you
trim
go.
the top back.
Okay.
So I'll just have 100 rounds then. Plus, what can we get? What? How much is in one knife? We know
Probably like
this is
15 bullets worth.
okay. This is kind of game you love, Stu, right?
I know.
Um,
Well, you're
I'm
not shopping.
No. I'm also going to mark the bullets that came from the knife, just by coloring them or like drawing
Okay.
on them, or just
Putting
because
a mark on them or something.
Yeah, like scratching a little line on them, just so I know the difference.
Okay.
Because I want to see, like,
You can just X the top.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, these are the ones, like, if they end up working and the others don't, then we know.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
So you basically go someplace and you're going to buy the equipment to do this? Is that what you're going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I get it. When are you going to do it? Are you going to do it now? Or
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, if that's okay.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm going to say probably by the time you're done, it's probably like 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Is that okay with
Well,
everyone?
I think if it's going to take that long, maybe some of us
Yes.
should go check on
Go.
Tesla.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to find a farmer.
I probably wouldn't sit and make all 115.
Well, I figure what
I
we
guess
would
maybe.
do is you would just get the equipment to do it. We could take them with us. There's no reason why you couldn't set up to make the bullets while we're at the barn.
That's true.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that.
Because it's a barn, we want to do stuff with fire there.
Yeah, always.
Right.
That's worked out so well for us in the past.
Yeah.
We have to be ready at a
That's
moment's
what you do
notice.
with barns.
I'm excited about this plan. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Okay. So so you find are you just going to find a farmer who's headed that direction, or ask
Yeah, well,
around? Or?
do it. Yeah, ask around. And,
Okay.
I mean, I'm willing to, we got a 20-pound note. We're not doing anything with it.
Right.
That's all my money.
Oh, never mind. But I'm certain we can hire somebody
Sure.
or just find this.
Yeah, you can hire a coach or cart
Right.
to take you over there. So going down the road, and you get to the barn, and there's no lorry there. The barn doors are closed, and it's probably by this point it's not sunset yet, but the sun's low in the sky, so it's starting to get a little bit, not quite twilight, but a little bit dark, and you don't see any lights on there.
So it's like 8 p.m.
No, it's not that late. But
It's
aren't they?
summertime.
They're
It's
northern
we're
though,
in like midsummer.
aren't they? More
Yeah.
Yeah,
northy?
it does set a lot earlier.
It says a lot earlier in winter, and
Oh,
in
I
summer,
guess
In the summer,
the days
it's
are
later.
super long.
Yeah.
Okay, even farther north.
When
Okay.
I was in Ireland,
Yeah, no, that's right.
it was
Oh, it'd
light
actually be
out
worse.
at 9
Yeah.
p.m.
Yeah.
That's right. It'd be
it's-
worse.
You
Okay.
get in the summertime, the days are much
Yeah.
longer, and in the winter, your days are much shorter.
Okay. All right. So it's probably 4, let's say, or 3:30 by the time you get there.
I keep forgetting we're in the summer.
Right. You guys are on summer break.
Yeah, that's right.
So go towards the barn, see
Okay.
what's going on.
You see a big rusty lock with a chain on the door handles.
Damn it.
Are the big batteries still outside?
No, there's nothing
No,
outside.
there's nothing there.
You've chosen poorly. I should have made the bullets.
I mean, Tesla apparently chose poorly when he hired a hack.
He hired a red-headed priest that had a lorry.
One of us probably should have gone with him to make sure that. But,
Note to self: further gaming, never need leave Tesla unattended.
don't leave your NPCs alone if you expect them to survive.
Okay, so I'm feeling a little panicky now. It's like, where's Tesla? What's going on?
I'm going to immediately get out my equipment and start making bullets.
Okay.
Because I feel like the sun's going down.
All right.
And
So there,
You start a little fire and put the little tiny pot thing over there.
What? I'll try and break into the barn.
Okay. You get a crowbar or something. You can.
Yeah. Okay.
Or a broom handle or something. Yeah, you can break in. Make a strength roll with an advantage die or a bonus die or whatever.
10.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, it's really rusty. Anyone could have broken in here.
Is the stuff inside?
It looks like it's like partially dismantled, but it looks like that most of it is still here. It still has this little frame thing
Okay.
that they had.
But it looks like stuff has been taken since we were here last.
Well, you I don't know if you would have been in here after they moved. Did you come in here after they
Didn't we
moved?
come right here when we
Yeah.
first came to Hemlin?
Well, we went to the place with the batteries. But
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I completely forgot that. Okay. So, yes, the batteries are still out there then.
Oh, so it
Yeah.
looks like nobody came back here.
No.
It's not like Tesla came with the lorry and took stuff and ran.
No.
Or
Okay.
someone forced
Looks
him.
like no one's been here since
Okay.
since the last time you
Okay.
guys were here.
That's less concerning. But now he's
is
missing.
it?
I mean,
Yeah.
At
Well,
least they
at
don't
least-
have. Yeah.
at least they're not with Tesla on the run with the
machine.
operational.
Okay. Now we just have to truck down.
They have
truck
Teslas, so
driver
they can
and
just
a
make
scientist.
another one.
But that would still take a lot of time, I think, to get all the materials to do this.
Now,
Especially if he's not cooperative.
these batteries are fairly large.
They're
correct?
extremely large, probably like 4x4x4.
So the truck that they would need to move that would also have to be fairly exceptionally
Yeah.
large.
If I recall correctly, they were left on a trailer.
Okay.
The trailer with the landing gear down, and they're just kind of sitting there.
Yeah. But whatever's going to pull this trailer would need to be like a significant vehicle.
Yeah.
So there wouldn't be necessarily that many of them in town,
point,
and we can
exactly.
ask around. And if the innkeeper had the message from Tesla that he found a lorry, then we
Well, the
should
batteries
start
are
with
still
her.
here. The batteries are still here.
But if he told her anything about the lorry that
Okay.
he thought he got, or if she was lying to us,
Well, the lorry that he would have hired wouldn't need to haul these batteries. It would be hauling the rest of the equipment that you guys were going to need from the London site.
Oh, okay.
So it's several like crates of stuff. So it need to be a proper truck, but it doesn't need to be some huge heavy duty thing to pull
The batteries don't need
60,000
to
tons of
move,
batteries.
yeah.
okay, so we're not we were never going to move the batteries.
No.
So let me just straighten this all in my head.
Okay.
So do we think that he hired the lorry to go back to the London site and pick stuff up and come here? I thought we brought it with us.
We brought the London stuff with us, though.
Right, that's what I thought.
Right.
I thought
Okay.
the idea was that because we were here yesterday, I thought we had to move the batteries to a different place.
No, unless you guys were going to move sites. Were you guys, is that what your plan was?
Yes.
I don't know what the plan was.
I think that was
Oh,
our
okay.
plan.
Then so that would be the lorry that you're hiring.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
Okay.
we were worried that this
Was
location would be
known
known.
to them.
Okay.
So we wanted to grab anything
Okay.
we needed from the
Right. So he
site.
did hire a lorry to come and haul the batteries, and the site is the way it is, and the batteries are still here.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because we had all the stuff with us. We wouldn't have needed to hire a truck at all
Got it. Okay.
to get the London stuff because we had all that.
To game convention between sessions.
Yeah.
No, I mean
Brain is melted.
Oh,
it's
so overmelted.
it's totally just a thing. Like you play games like this, every once in a while, people have to be like, "Hold on a minute,
What
Let's-
was our plan? Yeah.
get this all straight, get the iron out, make sure that there's
Right.
no creases." Okay, we're good.
Either way, if we go back to the inn, the innkeeper was the last person to talk to Tesla, and Tesla said he hired a lorry this morning.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, your point stands. It shouldn't be that hard to find how many lorry drivers there are in a tiny town.
Right.
So,
Do you want to
yeah.
stay here and continue to work?
I suppose so. Yeah.
We should not leave anybody alone.
Why don't I stay here with Doris, just so
Okay.
she has a sharp eye out while she's working? You guys can go ahead and try to track down the lorry situation, and also if Tesla decides to return here at some point, maybe he was just held up by a broken wheel or something, we would be here to receive him.
Okay.
Okay.
Your shotgun's loaded.
Yeah.
Do you have chips of silver in it?
I probably don't have the silver ones in.
Okay.
I probably don't have it loaded. I have like both types of shell,
Okay.
so then I can be like,
Right.
Okay.
You seem like you need silver. You seem like you don't need silver.
right. Oh, it's just a dude. Like he's trying to mug me. Oh, I don't need the silver one.
Okay. So you're making bullets. You're
Keep an eye out, but
Overwatch.
I'm also trying to see if I can replicate this ward.
Okay.
Well,
Alright.
that was the other thing because we both wanted to study this ward on our way over to the barn.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to probably take more time than that.
Okay, then
That's
then never
probably
mind.
like an extended evening.
I think it's probably
Yeah.
better that we work on it together.
Makes sense.
So I'll just keep a sharp eye out. I won't be
So
distracted.
do you guys want to go? So at least you get more time studying together.
No, we're still. No,
because
we're
like
okay.
we're gonna have to have an uninterrupted several hours,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
and like
Okay.
there's no point in attempting to like do.
All right,
yeah.
we'll go back to town.
They'll go back to town. I'll stick around. Is there a way to get? Is there like a typical barnness? There's a hayloft on top with some openings, so I can actually have
Yeah.
some elevated ground to
Yeah.
look out from.
Overwatch.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Oh, do you still have her other gun?
Yeah. Well, no, I gave it back to her most likely since
Oh,
I was
okay.
carrying it around. But if she wants me to have it while I'm waiting on Overwatch, I'll take it. Not that I'm very good at it, but I'll take it.
Is that a yes or a no?
I feel like I probably didn't.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, those are your babies. I get it.
Yeah, especially because the one that I probably let you have the rifle.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh
saying.
yeah,
that,
the lever
yeah.
one. Yeah, I would totally let you have that one. But the Colt's the one my dad gave me. So
Oh, no,
that's
no.
fine.
I would
Yeah.
not even
Okay.
imagine.
So you guys are going to go back to the bed and breakfast? Okay. All right. You go back, and the lady of the house is there, and she's preparing dinner.
We always arrive at mealtime, and I feel very rude.
Well, she's not serving yet,
I know,
and
but
you're staying here, so you can stay and eat.
it seems like every time we have questions for innkeepers,
She's busy.
we're busy doing it. Like a couple of times a day, they have to be doing these. That is when we have to bother them, or steal their keys. So
Or steal something or kill.
yeah. All right. Do you want me to talk to her? Do you want to? Okay.
You have a very nice relationship with this woman, it would seem. I feel like she may be attracted to you.
Oh. Okay. I don't know what to
Use
do with that
your
information.
masculine shot.
Oh. Well. All right. I think he probably takes that like any 23-year-old would take that. Like, oh yeah. A lady said that to me. It must be true. For sure.
The woman who yesterday literally had to be slapped out of a screaming coma
Yeah.
and was carrying a decapitated head through dimensions told you that the innkeeper's attracted to you. Do with it what you will.
All right. I'll go. Pardon me.
Oh, yes.
I'm terribly sorry to bother you again. It seems we have misplaced our friend, Mr. Tesla.
Oh. Well, he did say he was going to a barn.
Yes.
He had hired a lorry.
Do you know where he might have hired a driver of a truck in this town?
I think it was Farmer Johnstone's.
Farmer Johnstone's. Oh, okay. You see, it seems he did not arrive at the expected barn.
Oh, dear.
So we were concerned that perhaps the lorry broke down on the road or something, so we were going to continue to look for him. So we thought perhaps you would be someone in town that would know who would drive a large vehicle.
Yeah, but there was he did come up riding in the passenger seat of the lorry,
Oh,
and it did look like Farmer Johnstone's lorry to me.
well, I appreciate that very much. I am,
He's part of the sort of farmer collective. He takes things to
market
town
and-
to market.
Oh, that's a very good system, I think.
No, yes.
Lots of people working together for the community. Oh no! Wait, I'm very anti that. I
Yes,
forgot. I'm
right.
sorry. I get confused on where I sit. Okay. So, I will have to see if we can find him. We will check the road between here.
And she also tells you where he lives. So
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm very sorry to say I do not think I will have time for dinner this evening.
oh well, if you'd like, we can I can keep something warm for you.
That would be wonderful.
Would it be possible to get something just for the road? For
Of course.
You know, just a bit of tea for us to go while we traipse all over town.
Certainly. Okay.
Yes. So.
And she
Yeah. We'll
wraps
take
up a lunch
whatever
or a dinner for you, a supper.
That would be fantastic. And then we can go try and find this.
Okay.
Because I assume we probably took the direct path from the barn back to here.
Yes.
So if the lorry was here and actually went to the barn and did break down just coincidentally, we would have passed it.
You would have seen it.
So we'll try and go out to this farm commune
Oh, well, it's not a comp. It's like all the farm. It's like a Granger
Oh,
organization.
I
It's
see,
like
I
all
see.
the farmers. Like
They work. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it. Okay. But we'll head to his
Probably have
farm.
a grain elevator there and stuff like that.
yeah. So you get out to the farm. It's not huge, but it's a pretty big establishment. And there's a farmhouse, and you see the lights on inside.
Is there any trucks parked out here?
There is no big truck parked there.
Okay. All right, we'll go up and knock on the door.
Okay, a woman answered. She has a baby on her hip.
Good evening. I'm looking for Farmer Johnstone.
Oh, he was hired by some gentleman from London to haul a trailer for him or something. He hasn't come back yet. He's a bit overdue.
Ah, yes. Our friend is the one that hired him, and they seem to have not shown up to haul the trailer.
Oh no.
So we were hoping that perhaps you here had seen him, or...
Well, they did come by here before they left. Perhaps I should come with you.
Well, no, we can send word. We'll continue to look. And
Please do.
yes, of course.
Is there anyone who might know the area if they had taken any roads that we hadn't seen, possibly? Because we didn't see them on our travels.
They came by here, so they would have taken insert name here road. Because
Could have taken the road by that split tree over there.
they can't because the truck is so heavy. He has to be careful which roads he uses.
Oh, I understand. Would that have been a different road than the way we traveled?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Well, we will check the road along there, then. And we'll send word back to you, I promise.
Okay.
So off we go.
Okay. So you start walking down the road.
Yeah.
And you go about, I don't know, probably a kilometer or two. And from here, you're guessing it's probably about 5 kilometers away. You go about 2 kilometers, and you see the truck, and it's on the side of the road. And it looks like it's hit a tree.
Oh no.
Well, I'll hustle up there.
Okay.
Is there anybody in the cab?
The driver is dead.
Okay. Does it look like he's dead due to the accident, or does it look like something else happened to him?
You want to drag him out?
Well, I mean, I'll open the door and...
Okay. He has got head injury,
Okay.
but he also, it looks like he's been stabbed.
Okay.
Looks like someone stabbed him in the kidneys, or in one of the kidneys.
In the kidney facing the passenger side?
Oh, okay. Driver on opposite side in England.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it would have been his right.
So
So, like, somebody,
Open
got
the
to
door.
open the door and stab. Okay. Well, that's...
And then you can see that the passenger. Okay, I'm turning around. You can see the passenger side window, not where not the windshield, but the window is broken out.
Okay. Does there seem to be a large blood stain or anything in the passenger seat?
Not a large blood stain, but you do see some cuts, and you do see a little bit of blood where the window had been broken out.
so it's broken from the inside out or outside out?
Outside in, it looks like all the glass is on the inside.
Okay.
Good job. Good question. I wasn't there. I couldn't ask it. I was like, oh.
But there's nobody else here.
No.
I'll look for tracks
Okay.
leading away from the scene.
Make a spot hidden roll.
Now I feel really bad because you gave that farmer's wife a little kid.
Yeah, I'm
Terrible. I
really
did that on
sad
purpose.
about this. Sure.
How about a 4?
A 4. Yes.
I'm gonna put a check box.
You see tracks heading to the west.
Okay, like along the road, or
No, the
Out
road is
in
kind of more of a
overland.
north-south road.
okay,
So this is kind of off the road, kind of headed in the vague direction of Lake Hamlinden. But it could also be like the northern part of the town, but it's kind of that direction of the town.
okay. Well, I'll tell you.
Yes, we should go. We should.
Yeah.
We should definitely.
Okay, so
We'll circle back to deal with this poor fellow later.
where are you going?
I'll follow the
Follow. Okay,
path.
all right. And you're looking out you're like in the hayloft looking out, and you see Doris is working on her bullets. Over to you may build a pretty big fire to get the silver to melt. So you're casting the bullets, and behind her you see some kind of shape, kind of shimmer into existence, and then it's a tall black form, but you can't really see what it is, and then it sort of congeals into a figure wearing dark robes and wearing a death mask.
I'm going to shoot it.
Okay, we'll resolve that next week.
Okay.
Or in 2 weeks.
Yay! All right.
It's like, how much luck do I have left? Because I'm willing to spend it all and get this guy in the eyeball. I'm sorry.
All right.
Oh, very good.
All right, well, thank you for listening and watching, or however you consumed our medias. And
We
we'll
hope
see
you
you
had as much fun as we did.
see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yes.
I think I'll be able to run games through build.
Yeah, we already have the dates picked. Everything.
Okay. So
Everything's set.
March is
Yes. So we're through. The last weekend of March will be the first day of Jason's fair game.
that might that's
That is
good.
build. Yes,
Okay.
that's the day you picked.
That when it might not be build, that might be dress rehearsal, which I
no,
would
it's-
also be
it's
late
dress
for.
rehearsal. Yeah.
Okay.
So dress rehearsal is the first weekend of the new game.
Okay. Excellent.
So during a lot of us perform at the Renaissance Fair, including Stu. So Sundays he will be singing. If you like the Renaissance Fair, you should go hear him sing.
And Saturdays, renfair.com/SoCal if you'd like to go and buy tickets and come and see our shows at Rogues Reap Stage 3 times a day.
Yes. So this is our fourth year, I think. Third year? I don't know. Jason usually runs a fair game.
Yes.
So during fair, not fair game, anyway.
Right.
So so he's going back, he's going to be running a D&D game.
Oh,
this
excellent.
fair.
Okay.
It's Jason, so it's D&D-ish.
Right.
It's in Ebron.
D&D-esque.
Yeah, D&D-esque.
I actually have Dungeon-esque, which is the 5th edition white box rules clone.
Oh,
It's really
nice.
cool. It comes with little books, like
That's
the little.
cool.
Oh, nice.
That's not what he's running. He's running actual D&D 5e.
But it is actually D&D 5e.
I
It's
know.
just been packaged to
Packaged
look
a
like
little-
it's
yeah.
the white box.
So we're still figuring out who's going to exactly be in that, but it's going to be in Eberron, and it's a continuation of his Desert of Despair campaign that we did many years ago now.
Right. Didn't he run that during? That was it during
that was
fair
the
as well.
first one.
Right, okay.
So it was that one, and then I feel like the next Demigods was there, and then he did Demigods again, I think. So I think this is his 4th year.
It might be. It might
That's
be.
crazy. All right.
Yeah, it's 2020.
Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, that's coming up in this time slot in a few weeks.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes. Wait, I think we also have stuff to say, right? Join me on Wednesday nights. I'm for a few more weeks. I am GMing Eidolon Academy, which is a Masks actual play, and that goes every week right now. And also, I have this little thing called Decima that's kickstarting.
What's that?
What's
What's that?
that?
I've never heard of that.
Oh, I can say
So
it.
go to goldenlassogames.com/Kickstarter, and we are at, let's see, we passed $36,000.
Did you really? Wow.
Morning.
That's
Very
awesome.
exciting, and we're at over 1,100 backers, so that's very exciting.
Hope you're not losing money per unit.
No, no.
People have done that.
We plan carefully enough. I mean, I'm not making anything really, but we're
Right.
definitely not in the negative. So especially once we figured out the shipping and everything. So that's exciting.
It's very exciting.
Yes.
And congratulations on an incredible success with that.
Thank you.
It's a great product and very well
That's exciting.
deserved.
Your con helped a lot. Who else is playing games?
So, on alternating Sundays until fair, we have our vampire game that Jim and I are
Glittering
running,
Night.
Glittering Night.
Yes.
Yep.
And I think, if I have my dates correct, Rainbow Railroad.
1 day. I just
one
looked that
day
up.
left.
We're at 6176,
Yay!
and there's 1 day left. So
Yeah.
it ends sometime tomorrow. I don't know exactly what time. It
Yeah,
doesn't
so
tell
those
me.
of you who are watching this live, happyjacks.org/rainbow to donate. We have a little over 24 hours left on our Rainbow Railroad charity drive. It's a fantastic organization that evacuates LGBTQIA+ people from countries and areas in which their lives are in danger. They have an amazing success rate so far in getting these people to safety and having them actually get asylum in the countries that they go to. So please, 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 any amount helps. And if money is tight for you right now, which I know it is for a lot of people, if you could just spread the word, happyjacks.org/rainbow. Thank you so much.
And thank you very much, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Except-
Oh, I'm sorry, Dave. Go
Sorry, I
ahead.
probably should have gone last.
Oh,
That's totally fine.
and Dave has a game too.
I'll be back tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
and it's going to be a unique game because we're going to have.
You're dropping your articles just like you're Russian. It's going to be a unique game.
I thought I said. Did I?
I don't know.
I did.
It doesn't matter now.
Listen, I'm bad with accents. We've all talked about
Play it
that.
back. Play it back.
So,
Let's go to the refs for the replay.
this unique game we play set in 90s in Boulder City, Nevada. There might be Russians out there.
Oh
The
yeah.
group hasn't found
True
them yet.
enough.
But tomorrow will be a special game where we're going to do an episode as Jason's character's little sister and her friends.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's going to be a one-shot of them on their little Tales from the Loop adventure set in the 90s instead. and
Cool.
things are going to be weird.
Excellent.
It's gonna be so
Awesome.
good.
What's the name of that game?
I don't have a name. It's just a one.
No,
off.
what generally?
Oh,
Jason's character's
Intercoin
little sister.
Floodwater
Okay,
is,
there you
the,
go.
is the name
Okay.
of the actual game.
Okay.
I haven't come up with like a catchy title
that's
for the
fine.
one-off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be fun because we're going to have. We're going to do a little bit of character creation at the table. Not all of the questions from Tales from the Loop, but some to kind of build the little team, but not get into
Yeah.
the like relationship to NPCs and stuff. And that's
Stu's
weird.
playing us off. He's like,
Yeah.
we're done
Yeah.
with this.
No, you guys.
Oscar situation.
They can't hear it yet.
Oh.
You guys are hearing it, but I.
Oh,
Insert coin, Maggie's story.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks,
and
Taylor.
if you want to see all the games that we have played, are playing, ever played, go to happyjacks.org/shows. Cool. I think that's everything.
Super cool.
Bye.
Bye.
There it goes.
Is Lost Carcosa. Song of my soul, my voice is dead. Die thou unsung as tears unshed, shall dry and die in Lost Carcosa. Strange is the night where black stars rise, and strange moons circle through the skies, but stranger still is Lost Carcosa.
The preceding program has been a presentation of the Angry Folk Media Empire.
Yeah.